I'm on the phone to someone. Obviously, you guys in the chat, you can't listen because it's very confidential, important. I know you're nosy, but unfortunately, you can't hear the gossip. Where's the bloody? Oh my god! Hassan.
Yo, G.
I'm here.
What got on? What's that?
There's two people in the back chat. Let me just get my headphones on.
I'm in there.
Get my headphones on.
Maybe in anyway, cuz.
Yeah, I've got.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. No, I haven't. I'll watch it on here live.
Oh, bro. Sick.
I don't have time.
Sick.
So
Seriously, you're gonna be stunned.
So come and give me the link, and then we'll play the video.
Bro, just check it out. Just put it onto YouTube. DFLA gonna get shot.
All right. I hope I don't get. Let me just double check. There's some people in the back.
It's the one with a BLM got like font on there.
Have you seen this photo of some Sikh guy on a tank in 1971?
Yeah.
Who is it? Someone said that's my relative. It doesn't look like me, does it?
Fucking is you, mate.
Does it? Does it look like me? Let me just go another one. Because I'm sure that's not me, man. Everyone's saying that looks like me, but there's another one of me. Dude, I need to get Shahid on, yeah? Remember Shahid? Yeah, I know, but I need to drop you in the back chat because we have to apologize. We're gonna have a little bit of a heart to heart for 2 minutes, and I don't need you to start cursing him out. Because let me just.
I think that'd be good, like not cursing people out.
Well, you did kind of chew up little old. What's his name? Eunice done more though. Big up to Eunice, man. He stood well, I thought.
Yeah, man. Eunice does come through, man.
Yeah, I think
at least it's sincere.
Let me just see who these people are in the back chat first. Let me see if it's the real Pavlov. Is that you, Pavlov?
Yes.
Oh, that nutcase is here now, Pavlov. The most annoying European since Hitler. All right, sorry. Is that you, Pavlov, really? Just say yes.
Yes.
No, say the word. I can't hear your voice. Oh.
You need to add me, fucking idiot, Jesus.
Oh, it is you. It's
him.
It's definitely him. Let me just get that. I'm gonna have to remove you for a minute though. Don't start effing and blinding. This ain't the Hitler Youth. Let's remove it for a minute. So I know that's the real Pavlov. Let me get this guy Duppy. This ain't the Duppy Hunter. Hitler Youth. Let's remove it for a minute. So I know that's the real Pavlov. Let me get this guy Duppy. This ain't the Duppy Hunter. Hitler Youth. Let me remove him. Dude, mute yourself up for a minute. Let me talk to thingy Shahid. Is that you, Shahid? Shahid.
Yo.
Okay, Hassan's on here. He's on mute though. So let me just say something. Hassan, please don't get involved in this. It'll be like 2 or 3 minutes. Me and Shahid, we kind of had what's called a war for a couple of days. Obviously, we've always been cool. I still. A lot of people say, "Well, he stabbed you in the back." Listen here, man. Shahid is a young boy, and his emotions got the better of him. Obviously, he loves his prophet more than most Muslims, so he was willing to go against me because I said that if they don't take the picture down, I'll put your prophet's picture up. So obviously he's upset. He's a young guy, and he said a few things like calling me umpa lumpa lumpidi and all of this kind of stuff, and calling me a begeeret and a goddamn conjure and all this kind of stuff. So we had a chat privately. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about what we spoke about privately, Shahid, please. Because that was
no. I respect private.
Yeah, but we let's just apologize to each other because I said a few things to you. So I apologize. I wasn't ever going to I'm not going to put your prophet's picture up. I know you're upset about it, but I was just trying to make a point. And with you, if you can give your apology, then we can kind of like move on.
No, man, I apologize for the things I said. Obviously, I think I don't know if you're aware, Raj. I actually came onto Zubaydah's panel earlier. I said a couple of things like, firstly, I've decided to step out of Speaker's Corner.
Okay.
I've decided to, because for me, Speaker's Corner is a toxic place. I don't want to be around toxic people. you know, it's just gotten me into a lot of trouble for these past years.
Mm.
And to be honest, I've been falling in love with a lot of American panels. So
Oh, I think you just
you
falling
know,
in love with a nice young goodie.
nah, I've been falling in love with a lot of American platforms. That's why on my channel I've been trying to grow it. Just a couple of days ago, my channel was on 133 subs.
Yeah.
But since I've been linking up with a couple of American brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
it's been going up to like
Oh,
211.
big up, man. Everyone
So
subscribe. You got. Have I modded you though, Shahid? Are you modded?
I don't think so.
Can you
No.
put your name in this? I can mod you. Then you could put your thingy up there. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, look, yeah. Everyone's gonna fall out once in a while, and you fell out because obviously you love your prophet, and you had to make a decision, and obviously you called me the Oompa Loompa. Now, how did you come up with the name the Oompa Loompa? What was the reasoning behind your savage name for me?
I don't know. I just thought randomly. That,
Oh.
that's just honesty. I just thought randomly.
What do you think of this? Because what's happened here? Remember that tank? Remember that battle where the Punjab regiment destroyed the Pakistani army, and the Sikhs were dancing on the tanks? I was told that one of my relatives was in that battle. Someone sent me this picture saying that this guy here is my cousin. This guy, my long lost relative. What do you think? Does it look like? Do you think that might be one of my cousins?
No comment. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't see the resemblance, man. To be honest with you, I can't see the resemblance. I don't know what people are saying, but people are saying that that's my cousin and stuff. So, what do people think in the chat? Does it look like my cousin? Let me show a different one because there's another one as well in a slightly different pose. All right. So, what are you gonna do then? Are you ever gonna come back to?
So basically, what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna be distancing myself from Speaker's Corner for a long time. Because obviously, like I said, I want to grow my channel on my own terms. Obviously, there's a couple of brothers and sisters that are willing to help me out, grow my platform, grow my own community. And yeah, man, I just gotta do what I gotta do, you know. And like I said, for me, I feel like I get more love in American panels than I do
Oh
in
no!
UK panels.
Come
So
on! We all love. Like I said, but you're probably more protected than bloody Dolce Corleone. Anyone touches you, like, everyone's gonna go mad. So yeah, big up to yourself. Whatever you're doing, you can stay on the panel if you want. If you wanna move, then that's up to you.
Let me ask something to Shahid here, real quick. Yo, Shahid, did you inspire your name on the Tekken game?
no, man. My name,
There's
my
a guy
name
called
ain't got.
Shahid in Tekken.
What's the Tekken? Oh, Tekken, is there a character called Shahid?
It's the fighting game, man.
Yeah, I know what the game is, you nutcase. Oh look, the white man's at the bottom. Yeah, we got him. We got the white man. Look, right at the when I've got the screen, Hassan the Turk, Shahid the.
Look how happy you are, man. Look how happy you are. Raj's wet dream is to see a white man at the bottom.
Look at that. We're running things, man. Pavlov at the bottom. We're crushing you down there, man. So what do you lot think about this picture then? All right, so there's another picture of me, of one of my relatives at the battle where the Sikhs destroyed the Pakistani army, and some of these people are sending me these pictures saying it's me. Does that look like my cousin there? This guy here? They're saying this is my cousin. What do you think, Shahid? Because they're dancing on the tank. So when the Sikhs beat the Pakistani army to freaking smithereens, literally destroyed them, they started dancing on their tanks here after the battle. Does that look like my relative? Shahid?
I think Shahid has left.
Oh yeah, but what do you lot think? Because I can't really see. Like I don't know. People are saying this is my relative, dude. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I like that. Must be the first tank banker dance that they've ever done.
Ever. So just so Pavlov understands, yeah, that when the Sikhs, the Punjab regiment, which is mainly made of Sikhs, went to war with what's it called? Pakistan. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, how about this? Talking about something a little bit more recent. What's your view on China and India, man? There's some serious clashes going on there.
Obviously, the Indian army had a few casualties. They fell off a bloody cliff. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, what happens when you get pushed to it, I suppose.
Yeah, they fell off a cliff. Yeah, so
like
they were
300 style.
They were on a Himalayan mountain, and so the cliff started to kind of deteriorate, I think. And as they were fighting, and it was hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, guess what they were using? Stones and sticks with each other. Yeah, that's how brutal it got. It wasn't gunfight. It was hand-to-hand combat on a mountain, because it's in the Himalayan mountain. So it's in the Himalayan mountain. So they were on top of a mountain, not literally on the top, but one of those kind of short kind of pathways.
I do excuse my geography, but I believe that's due to some landmark being claimed. Like I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, and do correct me if I'm wrong, is it Everest that they're claiming there, or Kilimanjaro, like one of the big mountains there? Is that what's
I don't know exactly which one it is, but it's definitely one of those mountains. So let me just quickly play this and look at this. Yeah, look at this guy here. This all right, so let me say something. There's always Sikhs in the community going, Raj, don't speak about, the Sikhs' military prowess. Don't speak about it, because you're going to make everyone else feel bad. Don't do it. You're in trouble. Don't speak about the fact that the Sikhs only make up 1% of India, but 25% of the army. Don't speak about the fact that the Sikhs were responsible for defeating the Pakistani army in 1971. Don't speak about the fact that the Sikhs went into Bangladesh and saved Bangladesh from the Pakistani army who was genociding 2 million Bengalis. Don't speak about it, because you're going to upset people. You're going to upset. You can't be proud of your people's military prowess. You've got to stop talking about it. This is the problem with people like this. We should be proud of our military prowess, yeah?
We should. I mean, I don't want to sound nasty, but that's what makes us all what we are today. Like, everyone's got their different confidence levels and everything.
What do you mean in army? Shut up. Now the thing is, am I Punjabi ethnicity? Yes. Is my religion Sikh? Yes. Are the people that were fighting on these particular battles part of my wider community? Yes. Everybody else can talk about their people's kind of accomplishments, but not Raj, not the Sikhs, because the Sikhs, you're going to upset everyone. Like this little Sikhs going, don't upset my Bengali or Pakistani brothers. After don't upset them, please, Raj, please, Raj. I can't stand being embarrassed in front of them. Listen, I'm going to talk about it more just because you said it. Let me play the video. Yeah, so this was in the 1971 Pakistan war. Yeah, so they were going to war. Do you want to? I'll let Pavlov, because Pavlov, you seem like somebody that likes a real good battle. Yeah, do you? Where you have a small army against a massive enemy and they destroy them. Do you want to hear this one? So let me play it. Just for Pavlov.
Of course.
So you can learn something new. Yeah, this is was in 1971, and let me just play it. There you go.
On the night of 4th December, a forward patrol at the border.
Can you hear?
Noises of a major movement of arms. In Longewala, there was only a single company, the 23 Punjab Regiment. Under the command of Major Chandpuri.
Yes.
When Major Chandpuri was informed of the movement of heavy armor in his direction, he sent urgent messages to his battalion headquarters for reinforcement and support. But in the meantime, he positioned his men to stop the advancing Pakistanis at any cost. At 4:30 a.m. on December the 5th began the famous Battle of Longewala, where a single company of the Indian Army held back the West Pakistan Army with its Chinese-built T-59 tanks of the 22nd Cavalry and a squadron of US-built Sherman tanks. Behind the tanks came Pakistan's 20th Frontier Force Battalion. Within the first few minutes, the Indian Army scored a direct hit on one T-59 tank and a Pakistan Army jeep carrying a senior officer.
I always have to salute.
Paused,
do a salute.
Regrouped, then began to move forward again. Major Chandpuri's men fought with valor and against immense odds and kept the West Pakistan Army from overrunning Longewala. Tank after tank was stopped in its tracks because of the bravery of the men of 23 Punjab. By midday of 5th December, the Battle of Longewala was all but over. The remaining Pakistani forces limped back across the border, with only 8 of their battle tanks in functioning order. Spread across the desert battleground of Longewala lay the 51 other tanks they had come with, in the hope of attacking Jaisalmer.
So this is how we celebrate when we beat our enemies. Dance on their tanks. What's so bad about this? Look, who else dances on the? No. You need to get your arms out more, Pavlov. No, not the.
You know the weird thing is, man. It's like just metal coffins, man. 58.
I'm sorry, man. I'm white.
coffins.
I can't dance.
Yeah, look at that, man. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. That's a way to kind of like rub it into your enemies, man. Once you've beaten them, defeated them categorically, you dance on their tanks. Now, obviously, you have certain kind of what do I call them? I would call them kind of subservient Sikhs. Yeah, Sikhs that are too scared to talk about their people's accomplishments. Don't want to talk about issues where the Sikhs have overwhelmingly been outnumbered, but then defeated their opponents, like this drawing here, the Battle of Serengeti. They think every time I talk about it, don't talk about it, Raj. You're going to upset the Afghans. Don't talk about it, Raj. You're going to upset the Pakistanis. Don't talk about it. You're going to upset the Bengalis. Don't talk about it. We don't want anyone to know about all of these stories because it's going to upset the people that lost. What I would say to you is grow some tate, yeah, and stop moaning at me and just say it's history and take it, bitch. Because history is history. I didn't make it up, did I? I didn't make it up. I didn't suddenly write a story like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones. We'll talk about Game of Thrones today, actually, because Pavlov is a Game of Thrones nutcase like me. But obviously, I'm still traumatized. I'm still traumatized, but I still can't bring myself to watch season 8. Again, it's been a year and a half. I tried to watch season 8. Episode 8, and I played the first 3 minutes, and then I felt queasy in the stomach, and started getting flashbacks of the trauma of the long night. You know the long night.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so I started getting trauma from the long night, and I had to kind of take some water, go to sleep, and not ever think about it again. Have you watched second season again? The last season since it first aired.
The last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, have you rewatched it? Or I don't
rewatched it. Not even under torture, man.
Oh, so you're with me then? You hated it.
I watched it once, not anymore, man.
What a sad. I mean, for people that
hold on, Raj. Let me just ask you something real quick, because I got curious with the video you were showing me. Do Sikhs ever wear helmets?
Well, obviously, if you because not all Sikhs wear turbans. Remember that. There are Sikhs out there that don't wear turbans, so obviously they would. But if you wear the start of a turban, no, they don't wear a helmet. And this was one of the situations in the UK when they tried to make Sikhs wear helmets on bicycles in the 60s, 70s. And guess who? I know everyone's going to get triggered, but Winston Churchill, I know he's got a weird kind of history and he's committed some bad stuff, but he did say in Parliament that the Sikhs fought with their turbans on and died with their turbans on, because they did in World War II and World War I. Then they should be allowed to wear their turban on the bike. Yeah, because if you're allowing us to get shot in the head in a war, I think if we want to like not wear a helmet. But what a lot of my friends do, some of my friends who got a motorcycle, they will still wear the helmet, but they'll wear a bandana instead and put the helmet on top, because obviously, as much as the turban does have a bit of strength to it, it's not going to save you from a head-on collision. Yeah.
I mean, the turban kind of works like a helmet too if you hit the ground, right? It kind of.
All right, so let me give you an example. So right now, I do my turban every day. So whenever I tie it so it's soft. Years ago, I used to do what's called a starch turban. So what you do is starch it so it's hard, and you just put it on like a hat. And that's not the best way to do it, if I'm being honest, but I did do it for a long time. And that particular turban was so hard that I was on a building site. I was working on a building site when I was younger, and the timber fell down and it hit my head and it went, look. I'm talking about a large timber. I didn't even feel it. Even like look, and even the people that had helmets on, these other guys, they said, "Dude, oh my god, your turban is like rock solid." Yeah, so if you starch it, it's pretty straight, but you can't. If it's soft like the way I do it every day, or whenever I do it when I go speaker's corner, and whenever I do it other times, no, it's not. You will get hurt. Your head will get hurt if you get into a car crash or something. No doubt about that. So can somebody put the link for that video you was talking about? Hey.
Put it up there, Rod. It'll take you 2 seconds to find it up on there, man. Trust.
Oh, I don't want to have to work, man. Oh my god, I have to do everything here. I'm like,
I know, because I'm computer literate anyway, up to a certain degree.
I need to do everything. All right. So what is the title?
DFLA gonna get shot.
Hopefully, I don't get a strike on this.
And it's the one where there's it's the beginning of it. It's a brown paper bag with black writing on it.
Oh,
it's about the 50.
What is this then? All right, this is interesting. I'm a bloody
You'd be stunned, and I suggest everyone to have a watch of this as well. Because
so it's only 4 minutes.
It's their mindset as well, which is absolutely beyond belief.
Whose mindset are you talking about?
They're talking Jedi's on there, Rambo's on there.
About who uploaded the video though?
I don't know who it was, but I'll tell you one thing: it was shocking. It's blatant. They deserve it. Like anyone that's coming down and talking against us deserves to be shot. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like it goes in. Like you're like, what the heck?
All right, so let me just play it. Let's see what this is about. All right. Was you at the thing today?
Well, and it was a direct threat as well. They said that if anyone from the DFLA comes down, there's no talking about it. They're gonna go for it.
All right. So when was this recorded? I'd like to know when this was recorded though, so I got a bit of an understanding what's going on. Let me just read the comments quickly. All right, let me just play it then.
Is this shit? You go break the laws. That's not the laws. That's not the.
I do believe, and I'll say this.
I do get on with Rambo though, so this is going to be a bit of a difficult one.
I'll be honest with you. Look,
I'm a bit conflicted.
I'm
feel a bit conflicted in this because obviously it's Rambo.
Loud. I do believe that the next time that the DFLA come down, one of them will get shot. I'm going. I can see. I'm predicting it already. Man, them don't play, and I need you. Like we actually have to keep getting that message out. We can't shy away from it because we want to look all pretty and neat. And some of us have got public images that we don't want to say that get you gangster. We got to let people know, yeah, because this is a public safety announcement. If you keep fucking with the black youths, the ghetto youths out of London, yeah, one of you gonna get shot, and definitely you're not gonna get stabbed up. Definitely you're not gonna get stabbed up.
Fucking Jedi, man.
No, they know already.
So I'm just gonna keep this so I don't get a strike. He's being clever.
No, I hear that.
Right, so he's not saying.
No, that's not being clever at all.
Right. I'm saying
that's not being clever at all. That is. What do you think that's that hard to decode?
No, I'm saying legally.
What you're saying that the words that he has said before hasn't resulted in things happening. What you think the police are going to be so stupid? And there's another thing as well that thing, and I'm not saying that Jedi is directly connected to this, but later on he somewhat implies that the role has reversed. That it's now no longer the, let's just say, the African community or the West Indian community that are somewhat doing the dirty work. They're getting these jihadi Muslims that they're using and targeting. And guess what? They're washing their hands. They're saying, well, it's not us. You can't put us. Well, guess what? If you're inciting them and you're funded by them and you'll keep causing this shout and this promotion of that group that is blatantly a Marxist, left-wing Islamic group, which I don't know how they managed to live together, but they seem to do so, do you understand me, for the common good of taking down this nation. And the police, according to them, they've got this fucking strong terrorism law that they've pulled out, and none of them can do shit about it. Like, are you serious? Like, 13 youngsters got stabbed. Not one mention of sorrow, not one mention of anguish. And these are the people that are inciting more racists to come out. Much more. Watch now. Watch now the National Front get all the fuel they need. This is just absolutely stupid. We are going back eons with this BLM. Eons. Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a supporter of BLM. I do agree that police brutality and stuff is wrong, and police need to be held to account. But I'm not for the BLM per se. Pavlov was obviously at the march. I actually haven't spoken to him. What was you doing? What side was you on first? Let's ask what side he was on first.
I was actually in both the marches. I was in the Black Lives Matter march, and then I was in the anti-Black Lives Matter march.
Yeah, and what did you make of the both sides?
Brain dead, man. I talked about it before. It's madness and stupidity, man, from both sides. And now, I can give you some examples. The main example is in the BLM protest. There was absolutely no.
We are talking about the one last week when all the violence happened and all that in Trafalgar Square.
Oh, the one where the football hooligans went.
Yeah, that one.
That one. That was the second one that I went.
Yeah, I want to talk about that one. I want to talk about
Sure. I'll tell you about the second one then. So on the second one, I was mainly hanging around the side of the football hooligans. I was checking out what's going on. Occasionally, there would be this Antifa or this Black Lives Matter person who would show up there to argue with them, maybe to cause some disruption. But it was pretty damn violent, man. Like, it was pretty much a bloodbath. There were lots of people getting bloodied up. There were bottles flying all around the air. I made some videos about it, about some bottles being thrown and some people.
Have you got? Where's your link to your thing in? Chuck it in the side chat. Then
I'll send it to you a little bit later. I'll send you the link to some of
Well, you know where the private chat is. Just put the link on it so I can watch it.
And I'm sorry to all the people that someone didn't have the sense to know not to go to that protest, but that was a blatant setup. I mean, if you did not put the clues together and realize that the police don't have rights uniform on, they're allowing their colleagues to get the shit kicked out of them. And I mean, literally, they were bloodied and bruised and defacing the statues, having little to no regard for any human safety. I mean, what people were encouraged to bring children. There was children there at demo. But what the fuck are you guys doing?
No, we're talking about the one where it resulted. Let me just say something, Sadarji. If you don't like the fact that I'm not a fully fledged Black Lives Matter aficionado and I want to criticize certain parts of their manifesto and basically what they believe, and I'm not just some blind sheep, then you might as well leave, because I don't need people that are so easily offended. It's embarrassing, to be honest with you. You can say
did he just say that? How can you call yourself a Sikh and not support BLM?
What a fool, man! What an absolute fool!
What an absolute dickhead! So how do you call yourself a human and support BLM? How do you call yourself human?
So the thing is, when it comes to the Black Lives Matter, I think they have good points, but they're becoming to the point now where they're becoming counterproductive. I'm losing sympathy.
Sorry, I'm going to pull this up. No. I'm not going to let that narrative fly as well. Let's get this right. This was done due to police training. Police training. Did they point out that, listen, we need police training to be changed over? No, they shouted about a crack dealer dying on police officers' training. And I'm sorry, but it was bang out of order that the police officers are trained to do this. But you can't go around telling these people that this is what you could do and then arrest them. And I'm sorry, but you can't. Change the principles of how these people are to be approached, how drug searches are to be conducted and all the rest of it. But what? You're shouting against some crack dealer dying. Keep it real.
Yeah, hold on.
Real. And there was evidence that big white bags are getting pulled out of his fucking his person, and crackheads coming out of his fucking Mercedes Jeep. So come on, man! What is the whole world just gone mute and stupid and dumb? That's what I mean. It's fucking madness. It's madness. And what I love about it, again, is up to the whites to sort it out. because I'm not seeing nothing coming from them, like nothing coming from the black community. Like what legislation are they pushing for? For what? What are they pushing for? What, anarchy? All right, tell us what you want. Give us your ransom. What's the ransom? Nothing. Just more anarchy, and more anarchy. Just mental, mate. And the weirdest thing is that they're smashing up the system that is going to fix it. That's the most funniest part. And then they've got the balls to come out with death threats. Well, you know what? Have a great day, mate. I swear to God, because you know what? It's just going to get more stupid for you.
Yeah,
it's going to get much more stupid.
Dude, have you got your headphones on? You have, haven't you? It seems like you're not listening. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you look at, all right, so let's give an example. The George Floyd situation, 100% a murder, 110%. It's one of the most disgusting videos I've seen of police brutality. Was it to do with race? I don't think that's been established yet. I think the police, they need to investigate. If this guy, they bring out proof that he has previous kind of history with racism, then I think it's good chance he did that because he was black. Until then, I can't say it. Well, I will say it was murder, and what they did was totally unacceptable, and it should be
charged. Raj, listen, I'm just going to say this. You know, there's a term in the police board, it's called death by cop, right? Now, if you're suicidal and you're stupid and you want to struggle with a policeman coming out of a car, you're coming out of a car after being instructed by the police. White powder is falling out of you. You're struggling. Bruv, like their system there, like weirdly, the police officer could just open up and just shoot him up there and then, and there's nothing that you could do about it because that's the system that it is. You know, you're not meant to resist arrest. And if I agree. And George Floyd, let's get it right. He did resist arrest. He did. He didn't end up being face down with a police officer on his neck just by coincidence. He didn't actually happen to fall down and the policeman accidentally kneeling on his neck. This didn't happen.
Can I just say something? I need to be careful because I'm writing comments and then it looks like, you know, I don't want to, I need to be careful because I just realized what you were saying was very serious. Yeah, what I'm saying is that particular situation, 100% was a murder. But this situation with the other guy, what's his name? The one that was shot when he was running away with the taser. What's his name? Let me get his name.
I don't know. Geez, again, I don't understand this, right? It's like, did you watch the full video of him coming out of that? His Mercedes.
Rayshard Brooks. No? The second guy.
Okay. I'm talking about the guy that got the neck suffocation.
Yeah, but that was a straight-up murder. That's a straight-up murder.
No, Bob, it wasn't.
Tell me why then.
No, Bob, because listen, do you know that this guy was pulled up? He was pulled up just there. When they pulled him out of the car, a white bag falls out. They tell him that, listen, that he needs to stay calm because he's now being placed under arrest. The man resists. He resists. Right. Yeah. You're resisting an arrest there. Now, what are you expecting to do? Hold on. Can you please get down? Shall we just do the way that?
Hassan, let me respond.
Please.
Even if a man's resisting arrest, yeah.
Okay. You're resisting arrest.
When you're resisting arrest, once you've been handcuffed and you're on the floor, everyone knows if you put your neck on someone's, if you put your knee on someone's neck for a period of time, it could either cause them to be disabled or could actually stop them breathing and kill the man. Now,
I hear you.
The guy.
I hear that.
Let me just finish. So the guy, I can understand, say if he was a murderer, he just shot someone, and then when the police grabbed him, they treated him really savage and he killed him. I don't have much sympathy with a guy. But when it's such a minor crime as well, a £20 note, and they're using such excessive force to restrain the man, it's crazy. I've been to America, like I said, and I'm telling you, the American police system needs to be basically broken down and rebuilt because from top to bottom, from the training all the way upwards, they're just.
All right, Raj. Listen, I'm not saying that.
Is that you, Eunice? Sorry, is that you, Eunice?
Look,
yes,
I'm not saying.
Yes, me.
You're gone.
But I'm not saying no different in regards to the police system in the whole world needs to change. But if their training was for that, and if the police officers are being trained that you could do this and get away with it, and this is what the training and their union allows them to get away with, then that is what they are going to do. Like, if there's cases, and I don't want to sound horrible, but I forget, I just remembered his name prior, but I forgot his name again. But you look on there and he's got millions of videos, and I mean millions of videos of policemen beating because people are resisting arrest, not complying. And the power, I'm not saying it's fair, but that is the system that they've got. So if you've got people that are being told that, look, you could do this and get away with it, then you can't then blame the soldiers for doing that. You can go to the system and say, listen, system, this needs to change. From this day onwards, we're not accepting no one going down. But you can't then say, well, George Floyd was just killed innocent. You know, he fucking wasn't. He resisted the arrest.
1 minute. I need to just check if this is the real Emmanuel Paul. If it's the real Emmanuel Paul, I need to talk to him for 2 minutes because it's important.
Yeah, of course, man.
Let me just let me on.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute. We'll talk about it in a second. Okay. Is that the real Emmanuel Paul?
Yeah.
Probably not. Oh, Emmanuel. Now we need to talk here. Was that a fake account the other day?
Of course it was a fake account.
Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Oh, thank the Lord. So that wasn't you. It was being hacked, wasn't it? Because Ultra got hacked as well. You understand what I'm talking about, don't you?
It's not a hack. It's the clone.
A clone, yeah. Oh my God, I cursed you for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I said, I disown Emmanuel. I even talked about the ice cream I gave you. I said, I want to take the ice cream back.
I didn't even know.
I swear. No, so what happened was here. So what happened is that I was on the stream and all of a sudden Ultra's account got cloned. And he started timing everyone out, yeah. I wasn't looking at the chat and everyone's saying Ultra's gone mad. Where's he gone now? He's just jumped on and gone now. He's gone.
Yo,
now.
Raj, are we gonna finish Jedi's little intimidation video?
I'm a little bit uncomfortable because Rambo's on there, and I like Rambo, and I don't want to get him in.
Just wait until what you got to hear from it. It's just like it's like
let me just talk to Emmanuel for 2 minutes. Let me just talk to Emmanuel for 2 minutes, man. Emmanuel.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what happened is the other day on Thursday, I was on the stream and Ultra's account got hacked or cloned or whatever. I don't know what they do, yeah. And he started timing everyone out. And then what happened? Your account got cloned, and then this person started posting my sister's Facebook page. Yeah. Now I just thought it was you at first because I was like, I didn't see the Ultra being cloned. I thought you went mad or something. Went to the side of the devil. I'm not gonna lie.
Do that.
And I did actually say, I can't believe what did I do to you? I'll send you the clip because I got it in private. I was like, I can't believe Emmanuel did that to me. Then I said, I gave him ice cream that day. I bigged up the NHS. I said, I'll take it all back. Yeah, but then I started realizing the comment, everyone saying it's the fake thingy. So I have to apologize for taking everything back, saying that you shouldn't be in the NHS. I actually said that you should not be in the NHS. I apologize.
Wow.
Big up to yourself. I'm so glad because until I heard it from your mouth, yeah.
Well, come on, Raj. Why would I do that?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was so shocked. I think that's why they chose your account. I reckon it was either Afghan, Amy, or Skits that chose their account. Yeah, because they knew that
in the same area, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So why would I want to do that?
And so there was two people that there's a couple of people they know on the chat that I get on with, and so first of all, and they're both black. That's Ultra and Emmanuel. Bit of racism in there as well. Why did they choose you two out the whole of the lot? Bit weird, isn't it? All right, so we've got that clarified. Yeah, big up to yourself. I'm glad you jumped on there. Did anyone tell you about what happened? That your name was dragged into it?
Someone told me something, and then I just changed my picture just to be like, yeah, I need to change it because someone's calling that picture and put it on another account. So I'll put a new picture up. So it's a different one now. I'll try and clone that one.
I cursed you so badly for like 10 minutes. Your ears must have gone red when you're at home. Like, oh, what's going on? Someone's talking about me. It was me, definitely, man. I'll play it to you one day. I had to put it on private, but I'll put it. Oh, is this Ultra? Let me just double check if this is Ultra, the real Ultra, because this will be a good panel. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. So let me just see what the panel is at. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can get one more. It's actually a balanced view. We're talking about Black Lives Matter.
I noticed that.
So I just say, sorry, I was about to.
Yeah.
Yeah. In regards to that, issue and all that, you spoke about the two, controversial, incidences involving police. Right. So you talked about the one in Atlanta and the other one in Minneapolis. I think the one in Minneapolis is clear cut, unjustified. To be honest. He was complying.
You're talking about
wait, I'm sorry. How do you say? Wait, one moment. Unjustified.
It was unjustified.
How so?
So you're talking about
based on testimony of.
What you mean? There was a whole load of people standing there and had to witness what the police do on a day-to-day basis. So it was that the bit that was unjustified?
No, what I said in that specific case. No, in that specific case.
Can I say something? Can you let everyone have a couple of minutes each? So let Emmanuel talk as well. Let Thingy talk. So Emmanuel, have your say for a minute. You know Hassan, Emmanuel.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, right, this guy with no teeth shouldn't be talking about anyone with a crackhead problem, yeah?
No, dude. Please, Hassan.
Don't worry.
No, to start.
Let Emmanuel talk, because that's all he's gonna do is mock instead of make a point.
Let's just try. Let's try not cuss each other, because then look, Hassan's my boy here, and no one's coming above Hassan. So please don't disrespect the man. Just keep it low, man. I know, but please, Emmanuel. We're talking about a serious subject. Yeah, you can cuss each other later.
Yeah, I am talking serious subject.
Yeah, how serious? Sorry, Emmanuel. On a serious note, how serious is this that you're talking about? My teeth. Okay, Black Lives Matter. opportunity to talk about it. Let's talk about Hassan's teeth. See, this is mate. Again. Opportunity missed. Again, opportunity missed.
Is that old?
Again, opportunity missed. Opportunity missed.
You guys,
opportunity missed.
Big up Chase.
At the end of the day, you're talking. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, you're the one talking about this crackhead. Yeah, this crackhead. No, his name's George Floyd. He has a name. You're the one who took it there. Remember that.
What did I take it? What did I take there? He was a crackhead. Hold on.
He was under the influence of drugs, right?
Let's get this right. So crackheads can't die by police brutality. Is that what you're saying? And smackheads can't die. Mate, why are you so bothered about it being a crackhead?
Bro, because at the end of the day, yeah, bro.
Mate, again, just get to the point. What is your point in regards to it? Look, the police training is that they do this to white people, Indians.
Let me talk.
Let everyone respond, yeah. I'm going to give you each like a minute each. Let me get the timer up, yeah. So everyone can talk. Go on, Emmanuel, say your bit. Don't disturb each other, though. So when you finish, can you say, I've finished? Then the next one talks. Go on, Emmanuel, say your bit.
It this way, yeah.
Be kind.
This is just not about just George Floyd. This is a culmination over time. You understand? This is the build-up of institutionalized and systematic racism in the system, which is being set in since slavery days, and which is now a time to overturn this bullshit. George Floyd was just the catalyst to a bigger event.
I'm not saying he wasn't.
I think he's used. I think his death is used for
I don't want to sound nasty. George Floyd. Wait, hold on. One second. Is BLM shouting out for training standards to be changed in the police?
Yeah.
Where? Which group is doing this? Can you prove this as well?
No,
Bob. Emmanuel, don't say yeah if it's a no with me. There's no one's doing this. Have you checked their manifesto? Because it's not in there.
Bro, haven't you heard?
Oh my god! I'm talking about BLM.
Right, so
have they got that in their manifesto? Is it in their manifesto?
All right, so let me just try and break it down. Hold on,
dumbass.
Emmanuel, let me try and break it down. Even Raspek says he agrees with a lot of the points of BLM, but he's not with BLM. So I think that's the thing he's trying to say. BLM have a particular agenda that you can agree with a lot of stuff they believe in, but it doesn't mean you agree with the group. Because Raspek has said millions of times he agrees with a lot of the stuff that they're going for, but then he doesn't agree with Black Lives Matter as an organization.
Stop bringing up Raspek like he's my leader. Or
Yeah, I know. But
yeah, can I just
go on.
Sorry, can I just say something in regards to the BLM movement and all that? You know, I think when you look at the culture wars in America, there's a culture war going on. It's similar to the UK now. I think they exported it from the US to the UK. That's what I think. I think it's a culture war.
No.
It's a culture war.
Absolutely.
It is.
No, the police have been
It
over
is.
here
It is.
taking the piss for decades. You get me?
No,
They've been taking
come
the
on.
piss with
To be
everyone
fair-
for decades.
The UK.
be
What
fair,
does
okay.
the UK have to do with this specific case? Why is the UK guilty of this? That's what I don't
Exactly.
What
understand.
do you mean, why is the,
Exactly.
You're not listening. It's
It's
a
comparing apples
build-up
to oranges
of
in comparison
general
to US and
police
UK.
brutality across the world. It's
No,
across
that's not
the
true.
world.
It's an
Where is it in the UK?
excuse for them to run riot. That's all it
It's not an
is.
excuse.
That's all
Because
it
at the end
is.
of the day, you don't.
Well, what laws are you putting in, bruv? I've asked you 3 times. I've asked you 3 times, bruv. Give me a few things that is coming out positive out of it. And you know, all you've done is mention my teeth, number 1. You mentioned about some bare bullshit about institutionalized racism. All right, so there is. Now, give me what's going to come out of it.
What's going to come out of it? For the fact of the matter is,
Yeah.
wait, let me talk.
Talk, I'm
Shut up.
listening.
You're, bro, go
I'm
to
talk. I'm listening. Talk.
Yeah, let him talk. Go on.
Bro, your life's over. You're a sad little cunt, so shut
Come
up.
on, Emmanuel.
Oh,
Come on, stop arguing, man. We can have a good conversation. Let's have a good conversation.
Bro, this guy's
He's gonna
Yeah, so-
stop threatening you with a beheading of peace.
Oh, Emmanuel, talk, you fucking Mungo cunt.
Just let him.
I think,
What are you
you
calling
know, I
him a
think when it
Mungo
comes
cunt?
to the
I'm
issue,
calling you fucking idiot. You've had 4 opportunities to give your piece, and all you've done is fucking swindled
told
it.
you,
Like
man.
all the other
Yeah, I
opportunities
think-
that be
Oh,
given to
shut
you.
up, you prick.
You fucking idiot.
all right,
Shut
okay,
up,
can I
listen,
just,
you
okay,
can't
can I
even
just
get
finish?
clothes
Can I
that
just,
fit you. That
Let-
shirt looks
hold
like
on,
20 years old.
Hold on, let
You
Emmanuel.
dirty little crap.
Let Emmanuel say his bit, and then Hassan, please let him say his bit. Go on.
Look, I've told you many a time. You know, oh, what's come out of it? I told you, we're taking down all the statues. In America, the president has signed an order to block all chokings off when in arrests to make sure that no one can die. All these things, all these systemic changes are just the tip of the iceberg. We're coming for you next, you toothless cunt.
You stupid idiot. How about the killings for routine police stops? That's going to be your next problem. See, there's no foresight in any of this movement.
What?
Wait,
How's
do
that
you
gonna
know that they banned? Oh, let me talk, you fucking idiot. You know that they banned fucking kneeling on people's fucking neck. But guess what? The police still fucking have that in their training. They've got these laws already out that you guys don't even fucking realize. This is what I'm saying. All you're going with is a momentum. No one's actually looking. What is the fucking problem? All right, the problem is we've got scared people that want to be police. And guess what? Our legislation has to say yes to these people. Instead of saying, you know what, let's take brave people that are courageous in making great decisions that are going to be good for the fucking environment. There could be black, white, Chinese, brown. There could be a whole array of people as long as they're consented by. Unfortunately, now what you lot have got, you've sorted out the kneeling. Guess what? There's fucking thousands of people getting shot coming out of the police car because guess what? You've got a scared policeman coming up to them with a gun, worrying that this drunk might have a gun on them or something else on them. Again, you're not there to
there's a possibility.
All you're doing is giving an excuse to riot.
Let the white man.
So be happy.
Let the white
Emmanuel,
man,
you mug.
Can we somehow get to StreamYard? This is white supremacy. There's a white man on the top and the migrants at the bottom. How has this happened? How can we remove this? Obviously, I'm the top because I'm the.
Whoops.
But we need to get this sorted out. So, can you just say your bit because we haven't heard from you, obviously. So let's do.
Go on, Emmanuel. Let's hear it.
No. Pavlov.
It's not about the race, Raj. It's about the character.
Well, no. You tell me what was your point. I mean, I don't know if you're even listening. To be honest with you.
To what? To the shit show discussion of
What's your point?
of insults. Well,
Gary,
my
have you got
point,
any views?
I think, look, I think Hassan is right. I think Hassan is right about what he's saying. I definitely don't think the policeman should have kept pressing with the knee on the guy. It was definitely pretty disturbing that he kept doing it. It was a bad choice from his part. Now, again, as I asked before, what does the UK have to do with this? Why does the UK have to suffer destruction of property, destruction of monuments, violence from Black Lives Matter? Why does this have to happen in the UK? Why isn't this restricted to America, where this whole thing happened? It doesn't even matter if it was correct or if it was incorrect. Hold on. It doesn't even matter. I'm not even focusing on whether it was right or wrong. I'm not talking any of that. Let's imagine it was completely wrong and racism, police brutality, absolutely abhorrent. Sure. Let's imagine it was like that. What does the UK have to do with this? That's the thing I don't understand. It's just bullshit.
Exactly.
Order.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
So I'm going to use this hammer now.
Okay, do you
order
want to know why?
in the court, yeah.
All right. Let me answer that first of all. I'm black. So basically, I'm related to those people over there.
Oh, how?
I feel...
Now let him finish, Hassan, please. Wait. I beg you. I'll let you have a chance to talk.
Because remember, we were all slaves as well at one point, all on the same ship.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, I feel their pain. I don't know when you can see, when you see white people dying or Asian people dying, you don't feel for that. That's your plight in the world. You get?
Oh, fuck off! You know what? The word slave comes from the word Slovak. It comes from a white nation. Guess what? The working class used to look at the slaves and admire them. Fucking idiot.
Let him finish.
Because you're full of shit.
Bro.
You're full of shit.
Hold on.
Fucking idiot. That's all you want to do is trigger them off.
Just let him finish, man. Just let him finish.
When it's Black
No, all you want to do is riot. That's it. All you want to do is riot.
Can I just ask you, Emmanuel, let me just ask because I know the answer anyway, just to confirm. You're from West Indian background, aren't you? Like Jamaican or something?
Yeah, Asian.
Yeah. So your people were enslaved. So I do it. Sometimes people talk about their people being enslaved, but they're from Nigeria. But if your people are from the Americas or the West Indies, then your people were enslaved and your ancestors. So he does have a right to feel some kind of aggrievement. Let me just
fucking God. England was built on slavery, bro. We're all sons of slaves.
Let me explain what I'm trying to say. He's saying when he sees the American people who have been enslaved as well, they were brought over as slaves. He sees them as like his brother because they were all taken over. Some went to the Americas.
Oh, fuck off. He sees them as his brother. Do me a favor. I'll beg you, please. If you're telling me that Emmanuel sees anyone else apart from himself as special, go fuck yourself, right? Because you know what? If Emmanuel did give a fucking shit about anyone, you know what? He would know how to articulate himself and actually have knowledge in his fucking tiny little brain. The word slave comes from the word Slovak, you fucking mug. Which are white, indigenous. No, shut up. A white indigenous people. Back in the day, you fucking mungo cunt. Working class people would look upon slaves with envy. Know your history, you fucking mug muppet, you fucking inbred. All right, before you open this fucking tiny little mind of yours, have some knowledge. All right, when you've got some, then come and talk to me, you fucking mug. Shut up.
Hassan, I'm talking. 1 minute, yeah. 1 minute. Look, I'm going to say something. I know people are not going to, because a lot of people in the crowd in the chat saying, Raj, you let Hassan get away with a lot. But let me tell you something. I was going to say it again. Hassan has VIP status that nobody else has, just because of the fact that during my worst time at Speaker's Corner, he was supporting me through some of the toughest times. Just for that, yeah, and he's like one of the very few people I consider to be like a bro. So he's gonna have special treatment. But I do say one thing, please, Hassan, so we can have a more productive conversation. Let's try and leave out the ad hominems and stuff like that. I beg you, man.
I'm not being ad hominem to him. But you know what? His ignorance is fucking shining. His ignorance is shining, bro.
The
the words you use, okay, have to have meaning in someone's life. Right?
No,
You know what? Calling someone racist, for example, like people have been, and you know what? I remember the word racist used to have meaning to it. Now, none. Yeah, and guess what? I don't blame people now. You look at them and you just think, yeah, and the worst part of it is this fucking idiot Emmanuel doesn't even realise that.
Yeah, but once again,
he's digging his claws into going back to the days of when the NF were walking our streets, and this guy's going to be fucking comfortable with this. He's going to, because guess what? He's going to have his little gang posse that he can go around and bust caps. Guess what? No one wants to bust caps no more.
Hassan, have you emptied your sack?
Oh, Raj.
Because you normally like this when it's full.
Yeah, no, I'm normally like this when I hear shit.
Yeah, I know. But
okay, and another thing as well, I'd like to remind Emmanuel, if we're so racist, why is it until 2015 the nation has bankrupted itself and paid retributions for the slaves that they've freed?
Now I'm gonna have to do this now. Order in the court. Order. Do you have to start banging? Order in the court. Order. Emmanuel, let Emmanuel say his bit, and please just let him talk for at least a minute so he can respond. Order. Go on, Emmanuel. Are you still there? I don't even know if Emmanuel is there.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, are you still there? Okay, we'll wait for him to come back. Yeah, I mean, what I was trying to say is this, and don't go mad. I can understand when somebody's from the West Indies, like Jamaica or any of these countries, that they would have some form of connection with the African Americans, because all of them were shipped over. Some were just transported that way, the other. They could be related in some way genetically. They could have been from the same village. So I can understand when someone like Emmanuel says he feels their pain, because obviously, you know, a similar thing has happened to him when they were shipped over. I don't think that's a massive controversial thing to say, is it? Am I too much of a cuck, or what's going on?
No, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a fair, it's a fair thing to say.
And there he goes.
But the thing is,
got nothing to say.
Yeah, but the thing is that I think that a lot. I think the recent shooting, to me, it's justified. The reason why is that I think when it comes to those two officers in question, I think it's something to do with training.
Yeah, it's definitely to do with. I mean, the training's terrible. Is that Emmanuel? Is that you?
Yeah, they're both 200.
Let me just check.
They're both 200 pound like plus officers.
Do you want to respond? Because you didn't have a chance to respond, and from now on, from now on, I'm gonna be doing order. When you don't get thingy, I'm just gonna do this. Look, order. So don't do it.
Okay, I get it. It's late. As I was saying, he's saying, what has it got to do with us? There are statues of slave owners in this country. Do you understand? It's not something like if I started talking about slavery, you tell me to forget about it. Then we're trying to say, okay, let's pull down the statues. They're like, oh no, that's our history. That's our history. I'm like, come on, make up your mind. You want us to forget about it, but you want to praise it and put it up high. So every time we walk by it, it's like, wow, that's a slave owner there. And you lot put wreaths around it, respect it, name buildings after it, and you say, oh, what has it got to do with over here? You don't think we don't get police brutality and killed by the police over here?
That's very rare.
Can we respond? Can we respond?
All right, so let Hassan respond first, and then Yunus, and then Pavlov.
All right.
You want to go first?
I'm sorry to say this. All right, I'm really, really sorry to say this to Emmanuel, and I know it's going to crush your heart to say to hear this. But guess what? When you talk about slavery, we weren't the ones that invented it. Okay. We found them on foreign shores.
I know that you
order in the court. Order in the court. Let him finish, and then you can talk.
All right. So, and again, if that is what was normality, sadly, then that's no longer with us now. Unfortunately, some still accepted in other countries, Libya. Right? We have said no to it. We have said no to it for the time that you won't remember slavery. So we by our actions have put that behind us. We have acknowledged history because guess what? We have learned in history that if we do not acknowledge our past, we will forget it and do the same mistake. So what we do is we pay homage to these people that you may hate and I may hate. But guess what? If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be living here. Okay, now I know that's going to upset you a little bit. I get that. But guess what? There's a lot of things in life that... so then why are you having a hard-on over it?
Right, let him speak now. Let him ask. Let me answer again.
Because first of all, I never said that you lot invented it. Second of all, I said you have statues. You have slave owner statues. Do you understand?
No, I don't.
Which are in this country.
Oh my God. I don't believe I'm talking to... You're an imbecile, bro.
Can you do me a favor, Emmanuel?
Okay, let's go to you. Let's go to the lady. Let's go to the lady.
Order.
No. How is that?
Order.
Because this is why we don't talk black issues with white people.
Order.
No. Sadly,
honestly,
Emmanuel, you don't get it. You know what? I come from foreign lands. I get it. You don't. I come from foreign lands and you don't.
Raj, just mute them.
I'm white. Don't mute me white.
Don't know what's going on.
1 minute, guys. Here we have the ultimate white person in the house. Here, you can't get more white than this person. It's like, you know, when you get a whiteboard, he's more white than the whiteboard. And this is the ultimate white man.
Hey, that's me.
It's James.
Oh, James.
What have we got?
James,
what is he? How is he turned up into this shithole? Where did he come from?
Big up, James. Big up.
I'm actually kind of like a bit weirded out to see that James is below me. So what I might do is to actually get the sword, and let's see if I can just put it into his.
You've all got props, I see.
Yeah, into the skull. So we're just placing that in there so I can control your head. So yeah. So
my book on Amazon.
Yo, can I skip the queue a little bit?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, you know, how does taking away a statue or destroying a statue solve any modern day problem or do anything to solve any modern day problem? I submit that it doesn't do anything to solve any modern day problem. So if there are problems with the police, then those problems need to be solved directly through something else. Like destroying a statue doesn't help kind of make things better in any way. It's just kind of
yes, it does.
Let him finish.
No.
Okay, I'd like to hear how it makes things better.
Describe how the accuser should feel. You can't tell me how it makes
Jesus, the only thing I can see is the teeth, man.
I feel happy that those statues got that taken down.
But how did that solve the problem?
No, I feel good about it. Listen, yeah.
No, but how does that solve police problems?
You don't know. How does it start? It starts by you are gonna take down this shit, or we're gonna get it taken down, and next we're coming after police reform. We ain't stopping.
So why don't you just do the police reform?
Why don't you go for police reform?
What type of
How do you do that?
And here's another question, Emmanuel. I'd like to ask a question. How do you feel about drug rehabilitation, like the drug reform laws? Has BLM the only concern that it's ever had is these? One second. Can I just finish?
Let him finish.
Can you extend me the courtesy to finish? If they were so concerned about BLM and the relation with cop shootings and drug-related crime, why the fuck don't they go out there and try to legalize it? Yeah, that way then the police ain't got a fucking excuse to go gun your ass.
Try to legalize it? Why?
Yeah. Why? Oh yeah, I forgot. What a silly question! What a silly question in your head, isn't it? Why?
No. Let me tell you.
Because your people are dying from fucking gunshots there. That's why. Maybe that might be a good reason.
Wait. How do all these guns get in the country? How do all these?
Oh my effing God! Does it matter? Does it matter? See how stupid you're a mungo, bro. That's the reason why your people will get shot and gunned down.
With the name slander. That's how I know you lose the battle. You have no argument. You just go, oh, mungo.
Raj, mute them and proceed to you.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm getting a timer up here because I think it's the only way. Yeah, I think what's a good timer? Hold on. What do you think a good time I should give it? 1 minute 30 or 1 minute?
So you're not going to answer that now?
And everyone, I'm going to mute if they talk over the other person. So how much time do you think I should give? 1 minute 30 or 1 minute? What do you think is a good
1 minute.
1:30.
All right. 1:15. 1:15.
Okay.
1:15. So we'll go.
Can I also like
Just say your bit
also
first.
like be the first person, right? Okay. So yeah. So in regards to the reform bit and all that, I was wondering what type of reforms are you referring to? Is there going to be like a like a defunding the local police services, or like training or or community relations or stuff or something like that? Is there
Or how about legislation of drugs?
No, that's not.
So
we're talking about something else. We're talking about like.
Why? They seem to have a lot of live bots there.
All right. So if everyone looks on this side here now, there's a massive timer. The person that's got 1 minute 15, respect that 1 minute 15. I'm gonna mute everyone that starts to talk over them, and you keep it under wraps, and then you just do. So who wants to go first to make their point?
I'd like to go first.
1 minute. All right. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Tell me when you want to start. Shall I start?
Okay. Yeah. Please start. Yeah. So I asked a simple question, which was, how does destroying or removing a statue solve any contemporary problem today, especially if it's a statue of someone from 200 years ago? And the answer that I got was like, well, no, don't tell the people how to think and that sort of thing. But I just want to submit that, imagine people remove the statue, like, does that in itself solve any particular problem? No, the only thing that's different is now you don't have a statue in the town. Now you've like destroyed some piece of history. So that hasn't, helped the situation in any way. In fact, probably the reason why you feel strongly about a statue of someone from 200 years ago is because there are these real problems that you experience. So surely the solution isn't to destroy the statue. Surely the solution is to try and fix the underlying problem, which is these inequalities and what have you. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't need the rest of the time.
All right. So I think Emmanuel should be the next person to respond, because obviously it's towards Emmanuel.
Come on, Raj.
Yeah, but all right. So I'm going to ask him, because obviously Emmanuel is the only one with an opposing view, per se. Mine is more in the middle.
He gets a bit more time.
Fine, whatever. Let him speak.
Oh no, the white hand. Let me just play it.
It's clearly come to my attention that it's like, this is like trying to explain color to a blind man, and it's virtually impossible. No matter what I explain, how I put it to you, you're just not going to get it, So I'm not going to waste my time talking to you guys anymore, because it's fruitless.
All right. I don't think it's fruitless for everyone.
Can I just say something? Sorry.
Is that enough time you wanted? Do you want me to clear it? All right. So I think Pavlov wants to talk, so let Pavlov quickly do his bit. Let me just start it. Go on, say a bit.
Right. This might sound like a very controversial opinion, but I think that the main thing that distinguishes humans from animals is their history. It's the ability of humans to learn with their mistakes and not repeat them all the time. It's the ability of humans to transmit knowledge from generation to generation, becoming better and improving their mind faster than the course of evolution. And if we stop destroying history, it simply has no end. We have examples of this in the Chinese Cultural Revolution, in the good old-fashioned Nazi book burnings. It never goes well. It always destroys everything. It never pleases anyone. Should we stop throwing down everything that was created by slaves, everything that has something to do with the slave owner? Like the statues of Julius Caesar, the Egyptian pyramids, everything else. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense, and I don't think I have anything else to say about this. If it hurts you that much, and you're living in a country that has these statues, leave. Simple as that. You don't like it, leave. That's what I did. I didn't like Ukraine, I left. I didn't like Portugal, I left. I'm living here. I like it here. I'll stay here. If you don't like it, leave.
Okay, so is it Emmanuel? Do you want to say a piece, or should I give it over to Yunus or Hassan?
Go on then.
You want a bit to respond?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just play it and see a bit. Go on, Emmanuel.
I clearly go back to my previous response in the fact that his response further promotes my response, because his rhetoric is just the same old rhetoric that you hear from every other white person, from every other racist, far-right individual. You hear it all the same, and it's just boring. So that's why I think this conversation is fruitless.
Well, you do remember James and Pavlov are just your opponents on it. It doesn't mean everybody in the chat you can't sway. So don't think about them.
It's not a matter of swaying. It's just repeated rhetoric that you hear continually on from far right groups, and it's like, please, if you have something new and original and a very detailed argument to bring, please bring it up. But don't please refresh old arguments to try and make it.
It's not a matter of swaying. It's just that we're white, and he doesn't like that.
No, you can't say you're right. You can't, because I have a different view for you lot. So am I right? Because I'm in a different view from you. I'm more in the middle. So if Hassan,
I'll be honest with you, Emmanuel, the biggest racist on the show at the moment. The guy is giving the most ultimate time to explain a view, and all I can hear is I'm too stupid to explain anything. Right? And then has the balls to turn around and then call us stupid. I mean, it just says the momentum that your ideology is following is just nonsensical. It pays no attention to anyone's life, and that's why it's going to be irrelevant. You're giving the most idea. Bob, explain to us what's your view? Like, what's going to sort this out? You've been given so many opportunities, and all I hear is your teeth, your far right, racist, given, and don't dare go into the fact that you'll be able to try to justify calling any of us that and have that stick, because that would be an accomplishment in itself for you, wouldn't it? But you're able to use those words, so well done. At least your vocab's going up. Congrats, Emmanuel. You're an absolute fucking idiot.
So what I want to do,
unfortunately, that's the reason why you ain't gonna get fucking nowhere in life, man.
Ding. That's actually really good. So what I do need to do, I need to get someone called my Sikh, let's just say my Sikh brother, who's always been warring me for 2 years, and I think he's gonna probably be more on the side with Emmanuel, so we can balance it up. Yeah. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to keep chucking certain people out.
I'll jump off, Raj. I'm happy to jump off.
No, I think having yourself as an opposing view is going to be good.
I'll do quite soon though. Anyway, I want to say I thought Pavlov made an excellent point, and yeah.
See, Raj, it's not opposing views, it's repetitive views.
So can I say my bit?
James couldn't even.
Can I have one
new? It's like, I'm going to agree with.
Can I have my 1 minute then? Let me have my 1 minute. Let me have my 1 minute. Yeah. So
go ahead, Raj. Go ahead.
I'm kind of in the middle, yeah.
And Pavlov, you need to know your history because black people were here first, motherfucker.
All right.
So fucking what?
We was gangs.
Know your history, Pavlov. That's why you are a dumb motherfucker.
Right, let me just get Flexi on for a second. Hold on, Flexi. Flexi, is that you, Flexi? Flexi.
Yes, it's me. How you doing, Rashi? Sasikarji?
Yeah, Sasikarji. Yeah. What I'm gonna have to do, let me just drop Eunice. Stay in the back chat for a minute. I need to just drop in a thing. Everyone's jumping on at the bloody same time. Let me just get thingy up. Let me get Sanchez off for a second, and you can come back. Let me just get Sanchez on. Let me just check if it's Sanchez. I have to keep it up and moving, adding people. Is that Sanchez?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Good. Okay, Dabaji.
Good now. How you doing?
TikTok. Yeah. So Sasnikarji to everybody. The Sikhs are now starting to come out. Yeah, and we're going to start doing a Sikh show. I'm going to check in now. So what I want to do here, let me just say my piece. And then what I have to do, you got Flexi, Sanchez, and I think the Lodgen wants to come on in a bit as well. Is that Flexi's gone? Oh, Flexi's gone. So the Lodgen wants to come on. Let me just get Thingy back on. You're back in, Eunice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So how you doing, Sanchez? Long time I hear, man.
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Work and that.
You're okay to talk about this subject matter?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things I want to say, but
let me just get flexing. Let me just say my bit first. Like I said, I'm kind of in the middle. I can understand from someone like Emmanuel walking down the road and then seeing a statue of somebody that enslaved people and getting really kind of upset, because there's certain statues I see that have done damage to my community, like Indira Gandhi. I hate that bitch. When I see a statue of hers, I want to freaking get a rocket launcher. But at the end of the day, there is a balance here. Like, sometimes my personal opinion would be to do this here. Some statues might have to be taken down if all they achieved was enslaving people. If they haven't done nothing else and that's it, then you might as well take it down, yeah. But if they've got a more of a varied past, what you can do is leave the statue up, but have a description that actually accurately portrays the person as a whole. From
Raj, nobody has
let me finish. So from the bits that they might have been recognized for, but also the negative parts. So when someone's reading the plaque, they understand that this person, that they've got on this statue, they understand the full history of that person rather than just a kind of like a one-dimensional view of the guy. I don't think that's unreasonable, is it? Is it unreasonable?
I mean, I don't think anybody has statues just for being a slave owner.
Yeah, but I mean, if all your money is made from being a slave owner, and then that's how you built all of your wealth up, and then you end up, I don't know, building a hospital, I can kind of understand why somebody looking at that statue. I'm not saying take it down. And let me preface something. None of them should be taken down illegally, like pulled down. If the people want them taken down through legal routes, like, have a vote, then I don't see a problem with that. But I do think taking down statues, just wrecking them down, or all this kind of stuff is ridiculous. Just getting stupid. So what do you think about that, Emmanuel? Is that unreasonable, or do you think that's reasonable?
All the slave owners gotta go.
So what if it's... All right, so do you know of any other statues in the UK that you think you would want to take down because they were slave owners? Is there anybody else? I'm not saying you're going to take them down, but you think I don't deserve to have a statue.
There's a few.
All right.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah, go on.
So do you believe that Saudi should buy Newcastle then, and all the Saudi money that we've currently got because they're currently a majority slave owning nation? Do you reckon we should still hold their money and take billions of money from them? Should we give them their money back as well?
That deal hasn't gone through.
Yeah, should we do that?
That deal hasn't gone through yet.
But again, like, everyone seems to be all right. Like this slavery. Like we're so worried about slavery. Like, you do realize that literally every church mosque is being built on the blood of these people. For me, that suits me fine. That's the end of my religious war.
So let me ask you a question.
Back and enjoy the rest of my retirement.
Let me ask you a personal question. Say if your people have been enslaved and shipped over somewhere, and then you went to a country and that person is revered as some kind of great person, would you be upset just looking at the statue, or would you just be like, I don't give a shit?
Raj, I don't seem to understand one thing. You want to live in a world where some people are not going to be hated on. Like that hate, who knows, one day might instill me to do something positive, to maybe bet myself better than that person that I hate. I mean, who fucking knows? I mean, if that's what it is to be a human, you're going to learn to love and you're going to learn to hate. But one thing I don't understand, going up to something that's immortal, has no life, no pulse, no nothing, and be throwing stones there, graffitiing it up and spending all this time and energy on it, seems a bit... Why the fuck are you doing this, bro? Like, why? And the weirdest part is, well, I know, that's the reason why I'm sharing it. But what I'm trying to explain is, what's the difference?
I need to put the... All right, so let me give you 1 minute 15. And one minute.
That was nice.
1 minute. 1 minute. Emmanuel, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Emmanuel, I'm going to give you 1 minute 15. Then I want to let Flexi and Sanchez talk a bit, because obviously this is a Sikh supremacy show, and they're Sikhs, so we must talk. Sorry, dudes. Your dad dimmies Demi status.
Oh.
So Emmanuel, go and say your piece. Go on. 1 minute 15. Let me just mute everyone.
Everyone keeps on saying, if you forget about history, it can repeat itself. Like that's ever gonna happen. Like there's history that's forgotten about all the time, and it's not as oh look, it's polio, it's popped up again. No, it doesn't happen. You know, no one starts repeating on history just because they forgot about it. Okay, no one's gonna go back to carving on stones because we just forgot how to do it. Oh, you know, there's ancient languages that have been forgotten, and yet they ain't just popping up again, are they? History does not repeat itself. It's the biggest foible of anyone you can come across to say that we've got to remember this so we don't forget it. That is and it doesn't repeat itself. You know, I'm 200 years later. Wait a minute, let's do that slavery thing again. That's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. It's the time you want these things so you can go, oh look, a little reminder of your history of the good old days. But those days are gone, baby. Black Lives Matter now, bitch. And it's gonna stay that way, and we're going for more, baby. More. Give us it all.
Shut up.
Bells ringing. Let me give Sanchez is here. Go on, Sanchez, baller. Go on, let's say your piece, man. I'll give you 1 minute 15. Go on.
Hello, yeah. Basically, my views, what happened was obviously horrific. Should never happen, but I mean, like vandalizing statues, it ain't gonna achieve anything. You know, it's not. I understand. I mean, I haven't gone through what obviously some black people have gone through, but
are they talking?
It's not gonna. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. This is Sanchez, one of my Sikh brothers, man. So let me talk.
Yeah. So it's not gonna.
Oh, you can't hear. Jump out and jump back in, then, dude. Let me just remove you for a second. Let me see again. Jump back in. Go on, Sanchez. Go, Karen.
Yeah, so it's not gonna really prove anything. I think, you know, like the problem's still gonna exist. There's always gonna be racism. You know, Raj, I was watching this program in it on this one of these Sikh channels, and you know, like obviously what happened in 1984. And like the people obviously saying we want justice, we want thingy, and he said it in like I'll say it in Punjabi, and then you can explain. He goes, "Kede ko insaf paal dekho," like "Kede ko insaf paal dekho." Who are you asking justice from? This England, it done the crime. It's happened now,
and they're not gonna give you that anyway. And this is the thing that I think if you're expecting the people that oppressed you to kind of start to apologize 24/7, you're not going to get it. I always say the best way to defeat your oppressors is to become more successful than them. Like become more successful. Show them, okay, you tried to kill us, man. You tried to eradicate us, but look at us. We're freaking out achieving you. We're beating you in all whatever areas. And I think that's the best revenge you can get in order to show your oppressors, one-time oppressors up. And as Sikhs, we know that, because at one point in India, we were almost genocided in the 1750s. And then by the 1800s, we were running the whole of our oppressors' land. Yeah, we were the rulers within a generation. And trust me, that feels good to know that your people were almost eradicated and they just freaking pushed back and ended up taking over. So that is one way.
Who was that, Raj? Who was the enemy?
Oh, it's the Mughals. The Mughals.
Me, my family.
Yeah, certain people from some people from Turks, man, and stuff like that. So I don't know. Pavlov hasn't spoken for a bit, so let Pavlov have a little chat, and then Emmanuel, if you got something to respond.
That pish push.
Oh no, come on.
Now, I can let Emmanuel speak first if he wants.
If you want to speak first, Emmanuel, it's up to you. But it's up to you. Who do you want to speak first? Do you want to respond to that? Go on, I'll give you a minute 15.
It's clearly going to be repeated rhetoric, so go ahead. I've heard it before already. Go on.
No, it's you guys that's going to speak.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Raj, can I say something?
Well,
yeah. Go on,
I mean, like, you know, like
this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like
it's going to end.
Oh, let me just start. Let me start again. Let me just start Emmanuel again. Start. Emmanuel, go on.
Listen, this thing is going to turn. It's slightly been hijacked by Antifa. You can see
That's an understatement. That's an understatement.
there's recruits that operate amongst the Black Lives Matter. Huh?
I said that's an understatement. They seem
That
to.
is not an understatement.
I'm taking about the Antifa taking over. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
They've literally hijacked it. Yeah. And now people are deciding who clearly think they have a say in the matter to come out of their little, cubby hidey holes. Because all this rhetoric and thing that they're talking about, if you don't like it, go back out of the country. Wait a minute, we were here first. So we're just trying to clean up after all these people. We're trying to clean up my Britain.
Your Britain, did you say? Well,
my Britain.
All right.
My Britain, because I got Irish grandparents. So I'll put it this way.
All right, so
I'm gonna let him speak first. This is
go on then, Pavlov, say your bit.
So
all right, thank you.
Put it this way, I have more stake to this land than you. So Pavlov, you can push off.
Yeah.
Don't talk about.
I'm so glad I let him speak.
Oh, mate, he's the guy that's supposed to be respectful. Yeah, every time someone opens his mouth, he has to jump down and shut the fuck up now, man. It's someone else's turn.
Oh, look at you going down this rhetoric.
Oh, shut up! You're pissing on your stone.
Okay. Let me answer to that. Let me answer to that real quick, because Emmanuel here is a funny guy. I can see he's a very funny guy. Let me answer to that real quick. So, right. So, yes, I did indeed say that. Why are you here if you hate it? Keen eyes have seen that I'm Ukrainian. I was born in Ukraine. My parents are Ukrainian. My grandparents are Ukrainian. And also, keen eyes have seen I'm in Ukraine. Now I am here, even though I've lived in Portugal most of my life. Which leads to the conclusion that only certain people with certain mental abilities can make that I prefer it here. So I left the country where I was at, where I was a citizen, to live where I like to live, where my full potential can be achieved as a person, as a being, right? If you loathe the country where you live, if you want to see it destroyed, its statues toppled down, its culture destroyed, its history subverted, why the bloody hell are you here? This is what we say in Ukraine, and now we got a problem because of this in Ukraine, because we got many Russians there who were claiming their rights, which no rights basically. They had the same rights as Ukrainians, and they were claiming extra rights to those. They were claiming Russian to be the new national language. They didn't allow it. They got pissy. What we say to them is "Chemodan Vokzal Moskva," which in translation means brief.
I like to eat chicken. Is that what they're?
Let me just translate it. Briefcase, airport, Moscow. Again, you don't like it? Why are you here?
All right. So let me just say one bit.
Okay, now Raj, one
minute. You will. Just give me 1 minute here. Now, that argument can be valid for the UK, but you can't use that argument for the USA, because the people that are brought over there were shipped over there during slavery, so they got nowhere else to go now. Like, they can't just pack their bags and say we're going to go back over there because we don't like the statues, because they're stuck there. There's nowhere. Their generations have gone. They can do a DNA test, but that would take them back. They don't know where their families are. They don't know where their village is from and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can use that point for here, but I think for people like in the States and stuff, it's a different situation.
I don't mean going to your home country. I mean going to a country that you actually like.
All right.
Country is racist. Go to another country that's not racist.
No. Wait a second. Now let me respond. Now let me respond. Okay. All right. Cool. He said, "I hate it here." I never once said I hate it here. I said I don't like to see racist statues. So I don't know where he got that rhetoric from. Maybe it's because he's going from his routine of his far-right rhetoric. If you hate it here, then leave. You don't have to stay, And in fact, you just exposed yourself as in why you actually left. Because the Russians are coming. They're coming. That's why you're pissed, yeah? That's why I don't like it here. And that's why I moved, because the Russians are coming.
You sound like Count Dracula.
No. what
You're such a
you
retard
fail
that
to
it fucking hurts.
understand
Let me school
is
you.
that
No,
he's got
let
the
me
strength.
One
Hello,
second,
1 minute, Ralph. He's not going to get it.
Guys, one second. I left Ukraine when I was a kid. Way before Russia made any moves on Ukraine. You are a fucking mental retard.
Okay, everybody be quiet for a minute, yeah? Respect my authority. Respect my authority.
They cut into my time, Raj.
Let me bring out the hammer of justice. Order, good early morning, order. So please let Emmanuel finish his 1 minute 15. He won't have that much. I've started.
No, I want to restart. I want to restart because you interrupted.
Go on, say your bit, and then John, you look an answer. John.
Yeah. So every time someone talks, they tend to reveal a little about their true agenda. Now, he's said that I hate the country, which is I've never ever said I hate the country. And 2, I just want less racist statues up. And 3, I know why you're in England, because you fear that your country is going to be drinking vodka by Sunday. So, let's try and move on. Be happy that you're over here in my country that I was born and raised in, and I've got family here, and I've got bloodline relatives that link me back to Ireland here. So if you want to talk about going somewhere because you don't like it, you need to go somewhere. Because I'm home. You're not. Do you understand? I might even get a little Bombay Yards crew for you in Speaker's Corner next week. Just okay, bye-bye. See you.
Excellent.
Back to Czech Arabia. Go start speaking Russian.
Okay. Who wants to speak next?
Hassan. Okay. Can I have a go?
I'll let Hassan or Pablo. Which one? Hassan or Pablo?
Go ahead.
Dude, I got someone on there. I'm sorry, yeah. I got two. If this is really Dan, it'd be good to get Dan on because Dan can then give his perspective. I think that would be great if it actually Dan. I'm gonna just double check if it is.
Not.
Is that you? Yeah, it's me, man. It's me, right?
Big up. All right, so I think this is a better kind of like balance now because Dan obviously is going to have his own views, being for someone from the West Indies and stuff like that. So let Hassan and Pavlov and Dan will go after them. Is that cool, Dan?
Yeah, no worries. I've literally
let Dan have a go, man.
Oh, so basically we're talking about statues of because Emmanuel is saying that when he sees these statues of slave owners, obviously it's going to upset him because these people were enslaved by these people, and them two are kind of arguing for keeping the statues. I'm in the middle, and obviously Sanchez is kind of like a bit more nuanced as well. I've got another guy.
Is Sanchez here? Is Sanchez here?
Do you know Sanchez?
Yeah. Big up Sanchez, man. If you're here, big up to Pablo as well.
Big up, man. Big up.
Yeah. So let Hassan first. 1 minute. I'm the timer king, Dan. So let me do the thingy. So Hassan, say your bit. 1 minute 15.
I love the bit where this guy says that history has no tendency or no repercussion of repeating itself. History has repeated itself millions of times over. And if he pretends that it doesn't, well, that's the reason why he may find himself in the same position as his predecessors. And as sad as it is, that would be the case because you're not foreseeing that this has happened before. Okay. And another point, taking down history.
Name one. Name one.
Can I start mine again? All
right, so we have to start again. Oh my God, this is the rule. You have to start again. Go on. Do it.
All right.
Let me mute them so they can't do anything.
Okay. Now you're going to take this statue down. Okay, and you're going to erase the history that comes down to that. Not taking into account the time of when this was acceptable, even though it was still not makes it acceptable, but that is what it was. If the industry that you're going into is foreseeing that and the country sees the possibility of making money on there, you cannot blame the country that saw the opportunity. You've got to blame the country that was doing the slaving. And sadly, that was the countries that had, sadly, people that could be slaves. And this weren't just in Africa, this was worldwide. And assuming that the blacks were the only ones privy to this is disgusting to even assume so, right? Slavery has built these nations, our churches, our mosques, our roadways. What are we going to do? Tear it all down? You fucking idiots.
Okay, perfect timing. Pavlov and then Dan. So Pavlov, starting your minute 15 now.
Yep. Right. I mean, this might not be a point that some people like, but I think that if you destroy things that slaves has built, you're basically forfeiting all of their work. All of their work, all of their sacrifice, their blood, their sweat, goes down the shitter, basically. You know, everything that they suffered for in the past disappears. Just no more necessity in it, because you're feeling bad now that somebody long ago was enslaved. Now, the Romans enslaved most of Europe. Yeah, when they took new places, they took many slaves. I don't see anybody lining up to Rome asking for reparation and whatnot. You know why? Because they're not stupid. They know reparations aren't going to come, because that's not how the world works. You know, we have a saying in Ukraine. It goes like this. I hope, you know, my little friends here like this one. You don't shake fists after a fight. You know, for the specially gifted, it means you don't start banging your chest and asking for reparations hundreds of years after something happened. It's just ridiculous, especially when you live in this country. You live in a good life where people are not racist here. People are kind here. They're good here. And you're ruining the situation. Anyway.
Okay, so now Dan's here. This is going to get a bit interesting. I might give Dan a little bit extra.
Wait. I need to respond because that's two talking to me.
Yeah, let him respond, right?
So
Sorry.
I'll let Emmanuel, then I'm going to give Dan a little bit of time so you can listen to the arguments. If he wants more than 115, then we'll give it to him. Go on, Emmanuel.
Oh, will we?
Okay. And now, once again, yeah, they failed to show me where history has repeated itself. And also, once again, they went down another far-right rhetoric and going, you want reparations. I never said not reparations, not once. Because the reason why Petrov keeps on saying these things, because he has a standardized question and answer in his head from the far-right category. First of all, he said, I've hated this country. I need to go home. I didn't say I hated this country. And that's another thing. And also, he said, I was begging for reparations. And also, and the stupidest thing is, what the slave people have done would all disappear. Motherfucker, I'm right here, so how is that shit going to disappear? How is that? I'm a descendant of that. I am a survivor. What are you talking about? That's how you know you just quote repeated rhetoric over and over again. Change the subject. Bloody hell. Thick idiots.
Shut your mouth, you fucking idiot. I also am a son of a slave.
What a
fucking
fool.
prick. All right, you dumb fuck. Okay? You're not the only one that's been gifted with that, you little fucking bitch. Don't feel that as if that's the only thing that your shoulders can bear. Shut up. Shut up.
No, gifted.
Yeah, shut up.
All right, so let I'm gonna
someone's feeling the slave whip on their.
So everybody, Dan, hold on, Dan. Let Dan talk now. Come on, Dan. You know, I don't know. Do I need to? You're a smart guy. Do I need to kind of run down everything for you? Have you caught up already?
No. I think I've got it. I think I've
I'm putting 1 minute 15, but if you want to go over that, just tell me because you haven't been on there for.
Yeah, no worries. It's cool, man. Yes, I just kind of wanted to maybe me and Pat, if I can give a little bit more time to Pavlov as well. So Pavlov, were you connecting the suffering of slaves somehow to? Is there something in the suffering of slaves that's kind of embedded in the symbology of a statue? That's the Pavlov.
Should I answer now?
Yeah, if you can, yeah.
You could just stop the clock, Raj, just so
No, just keep it. I'm just going to give him extra time. So.
Okay, good. So just so it's fair. Right. Yeah. So what's the question again? Is there something embedded in the statues that's linked to the suffering?
Connected to like the symbology of empire in statues and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Are you saying that?
It depends on the statue, of course, you know.
But I think you were making a point that the suffering of slaves will be in vain or will be erased or something like that if statues are taken down.
I get the question now. Right. No, look, what I mean is this: slaves built many things in many civilizations through human history, and I think if we start destroying things that slaves have built or that have built with the labor of slaves, we are discarding all of their hard work. Because though theirs was a sacrifice overall for humanity, for the progress of humanity. Now, I don't agree with slavery. I don't defend slavery. But if we start destroying things that were done by them, I think in a way you're disrespecting their memory. Because if it's already done, if it's already created, you know, like for example, imagine a palace or roads. You know, most of the Roman roads, many of them at least, were done by slaves. Not most of them, because the soldiers themselves built the roads very often too, but some of them were done by slaves. Now imagine that the slaves took over the Romans and destroyed all the roads that they had created, right? Would that be fair? I don't think that would be good, because the roads would be useful for them to use after they took over the Romans. I mean, this ideology that the guy is saying is basically, oh, okay, the slaves took over the Romans, they fought back against the Romans, now they're going to destroy the roads, because it's the symbol of their oppression. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. You should use those things. You should use them for your own benefit. And there's this country here, beautiful country, great country, that you can use for your own benefit. You can live for the future. But no, instead you decide, oh, okay, I'm going to destroy statues. I'm going to stop telling these people how to live, which of their history they should be ashamed of. I don't think it's beneficial. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's beneficial for the future.
That's enough. Let Dan say his bit. Go on, Dan.
So yeah, it took a bit too long. Sorry.
Go on, Dan. Dan! Dan! Where is he? I think maybe his thingy's cut out. It's Dan! Can you hear us, Dan?
Can I ask a question for Emmanuel? Is it slavery that really bothers you? Because guess what? Currently in Libya, on the street of the market square, there's black slaves being sold. If you got really, I bet you, I guarantee it, you're going to do fuck all about that.
Okay, this is another far right rhetoric.
Raj, my signal does.
Fuck off with my far right, you fucking mug.
No, you have nothing new to say. Nothing new.
Shut up. And you got nothing new, you do, you dumb fuck. Just moan and piss and moan, bitch.
Dan,
slaves 200 years ago, not fuck the slaves 10 minutes ago. Slaves 200 years ago, my granddaddy was a slave. Yeah, guess what? There's a brother that's currently getting sold today. Oh, but my granddad, have I told you about my granddad used to be a slave? Oh, they were really bad days. Yeah, don't worry about the live auction that's currently going on now. You're a hypocrite, mate. You know what? I'll tell you where Black Lives Matter. I'll tell you where Black Lives Matter in your case, mate, is your next 10 bag of weed, you cunt. You fucking potential wannabe crackhead.
Dan,
you fucking
Dan. That shit for respect.
Dan.
Say that shit for respect.
Is that Dan?
Fucking idiot.
Dan's having a problem with his internet connection, so let him.
You're all full of shit, mate. Our people. What, mate? The ones that you're selling drugs to and bought in faster than any other. But those people, yeah.
Let me see if Dan's
the ones that you can put drug legislation that stop shooting them. No, let's not do about that. You're full of shit, mate. You're full of.
I can't hear anything. Is that you, Dan?
No.
Dan. Oh, his internet connection's gone mad. And to ask Getty,
you're fucking fast stupid, mate.
Oh no, let me just make an announcement. Ask Getty. I'm not letting you on the panel. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do on here, so don't bother trying to jump on, man. We're not that cool. You've always been kind of saying mad stuff to me, so no, I'm not letting you on. Don't know what you want to jump on this panel for, anyway. So let me just pull Dan.
Can you hear me, Raj?
Oh, cool. You're back. All right. So yeah. So let's give Dan around. Well, how long do you think you need? What, 2 minutes? Oh, I'll
maybe just like sort of 30 seconds. So yeah, yeah. No, I'm not going to go for that long. I just wanted to sort of point out that I think these, I don't know, maybe there is now a kind of modern symbology attached to the pulling down of a statue. I think made infamous by the pulling down of Saddam Hussein's statue in Iraq following the supposed completion of Operation Iraqi Freedom, I think it was. I think that symbology is now kind of undeniable. It was the first thing that I kind of thought of when I saw the statue in Bristol being pulled down. I made a point before I got cut off last time. I don't think it's the same to compare. I think you were making some sort of you're making a comparison between slaves who built Roman roads and slave labor, which contributed to the surplus of sort of wealth, I suppose, that was required for people to, be able to collect massive amounts of money, build country estates, and commission statues for their kind of legacy. I'm not sure that's the same as roads. I wouldn't compare that. And I think you were saying something about slaves destroying roads.
I'm sorry.
When they could use them. One second. It's slaves. Slaves. I'm just going to try because I've written it down. So slaves destroying things. Slaves destroying.
So let him finish, and then you can have your sentence. Go on.
Something about slaves destroying things that they could use. I'm not sure the utility of a statue. Maybe, I mean, I'm open to it though. I'm not either way. I'm not particularly fussed about statues, but I think maybe you're being a bit disingenuous in that comparison, possibly.
Who?
All right. So before you go on, I need to just check.
Who's being disingenuous?
Before
you be talking to Pablo.
Can I ask you a question? If you're willing to let go of your history, whoever's willing to let go of their history, as
Hassan, be quiet,
just
man.
today's society, that's just bullshit.
One second, man. We haven't finished. Yeah, it's cool.
1 minute. Yeah. So is that you, Shine? You need
I shine. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's me. You know me, innit?
I know you. Are you Turkish? I've forgotten if you're Turkish.
It does. Yeah. Well, you say I am, but I've but at the end of the day, you don't know if I am. Or not.
Yeah, he's Turkish.
Hassan, let me tell you something. Your mouth needs to be washed out. Yeah. All right.
He's Turkish.
This guy is gonna go mad. Yeah.
Yeah, Hassan. Let me tell you something. Why have you got problem with your own culture?
I haven't got no problem with my own culture.
Yes, you have, because you keep putting them down.
No, bruv. Bruv, don't tell me about Turkish culture, man. It's all about saving money and sending it back home to us. Alright, it's all about the home.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Don't shut up, mate. Don't go quiet when you're question me. Don't
tell me to shut up, mate. Because you're an idiot.
But then don't tell me, mate. But then prove me otherwise. Is that not what they're doing? Is that not what they're doing?
You are an idiot. You don't even know what relation.
What?
Hassan, just let me talk.
What to?
Have some respect. Yeah.
1 minute 15 each. I know it's getting a bit off topic.
Hassan, let me speak.
Let me just say his bit. I know we'll get back to the main topic because I'm not going.
Yeah.
Go on.
Because Hassan, this is not your panel. Yeah. All right. Cheers. Thanks, Raj. Hassan, you've got an issue with your own culture or Turkey because you keep putting Turkey down. I'm just wondering why. That's it, Raj. Let him talk.
Like
simple question.
Go on then.
Because because I have the same issue with anyone else shouting for England when really they're not. Okay, and I'm sorry to say this, but you as a Turk and me as a Turk, guess what? I'm sorry to say that, but I'm the Turk here. And I'll tell you why, because wherever we lay our hats, guess where that's meant to be, brother? Home. And if your home is here, well then make it so. Don't pretend that your home is Turkey, because guess what? That's our father's dream. Our father, that's where they were spunked out of. I wasn't. Mate, I'm here. Yeah, initially, there was a bit of a time delay in me getting here, but You know what? I don't know any other country than here. Us Turks, we don't see that, do we? Everything save up, go back to the motherland. No, do remind me if I'm wrong on that one. Or is that still the rhetoric
All
that
right,
we
so
still follow?
we can talk about this later. So you go back to the main topic. If Shine wants to talk about it, I have to admit there's 2 Sikhs in the back.
Right, okay.
And I am actually a Sikh supremacist, so I might have to boot all of you just to get them on it. But for now, we need to keep the conversation going about the other topic. But don't worry.
I tell you what, Raj, give me 2 minutes and I'll get up. You can bring whoever you want on my side, okay?
It's up to you. I don't mind having you on there.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I've been here for a while.
Anyway, can
I'm not going to say all that
can
much.
I answer?
Okay, right. So yeah, just the last response for now. You can talk to him afterwards. He was on the middle of a subject, so just talk to Hassan one more time, and then that's it. Go on.
Raj, you're always in some sort of different subject, anyway.
It is a
Hassan.
discussion, though. I don't know.
No, but this is real, isn't it? This is real, and this is proper. Not talking about rubbish. This is real. Go on, Raj, shake it. Hassan.
I'm listening.
You said you're the real Turk.
I'm
1
listening,
minute,
Shaheen.
Hassan. You said you're the real Turk, yeah? Yeah. You said you're the real Turk. Are you the real Turk?
Okay, yes.
Are you the real Turk?
Yes. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes. I don't know why I can't
So why
hear me.
do you
Yes.
put down the Turks?
Yeah, no, I don't. I've got no problems with the ones that are here, living their lives. You know, investing 100% into
Why do
their
you
local.
put? Let me tell you something. You
Shaheen,
don't even know.
are you going to answer my
where
question?
you're from.
No. Do me
You
a
don't
favor.
even
I know exactly
respect
where
your
I'm
own
from.
culture.
I know
Let me
exactly
tell you
where I'm
something,
from.
Hassan.
Rize and Chile.
You don't
That's
know.
exactly where I'm from. That's where
You
I'm
don't
from.
know.
I know.
Where
I
you're
told you. I
from,
just
All right,
told
that's
you.
enough now.
I just told you. You don't know where you're from, man. Order
and the ringing going
No,
on.
you're not.
Order, and the
Hassan.
ringing going on. Order, and the ringing going on.
Hassan sending your chin is 60.
Hassan, you need to wash your mouth. Hassan, you need to wash your mouth and respect people.
Yeah, talk to him.
No, I don't.
You understand?
Him afterwards.
All right, yeah, move it along.
Move on. Let's go back to the topic, which was. You can stay on if you want, Shine. I do need
Hassan.
to talk to you later. I do need to talk to Shine later, but not right now.
Hassan, God help you, man. You ain't got no respect or anything for anyone.
Listen, Shine, have you got any actual
Good luck
points?
to you,
All
Hassan.
you want to do is ask him if he's a Turk. Is that all you want to do?
Oh, to be honest, I don't want to speak to you and your fake bodyguard.
I can see you don't. Usually stupid people don't want to
Leave
speak
me
to
alone,
you.
man. I don't want to speak to you, bro.
You leave him alone. Leave him alone. All right, so
Britney alone.
All right. So me and Shine have had a very
what do you want? What do you want? I'm going to tell the truth. Go on.
1 minute. Me and Shine need to resolve issues because I've shouted at him more than I've shouted at anybody else on Respect, and I've called him Puddida and a Kunja like 50,000 times. But I don't have an issue with him, to be honest with you. He's just annoying, very annoying. It's kind of a superpower of Shine being annoying, but I don't have a problem with him.
Annoying.
I can see.
You don't.
Raj, by the way, wait 1 minute, Raj. You actually called me certain bad words about me.
Yeah, I called you a cunt.
At the end of the day,
have
I ever said anything about you, Raj? I just want you to answer. Have I?
You have. Look here. Some people don't need to say it. Hold on 1 minute. Some people. Let me answer. Some people don't need. Let me answer, Shine. Some people
have
don't.
Some respect then.
Some people don't need to say anything here, but just the whole mannerism just shouts disrespect, and that's you. Like you don't allow, and you just annoy people. I don't have a problem with you, but just allow people to.
No, I don't, because I speak the truth.
Yeah, but we're in the middle of a conversation, and you do this all the time. We're in the middle of
if the truth hurts, then that's not my problem.
Let me explain what happened last time. We're talking to Respect of them about very serious topic, racism, and then you start saying Raj, and then I say what? He said you a liar, and that was it. And then
it does sound like it.
Yeah, let's just go.
Raj, let me tell you something, Raj, let me tell you something. Have some respect, yeah, because you it seems like you're going to be a clown. yeah, and your panel. And Hassan, yeah, have some respect, yeah.
Lan senin amından mı çıktım lan yarak kafalı man? Who the fuck are you to tell me what I need?
He's telling me. He's telling me. He's telling me. Come on, let's go back.
No, he's not. He's telling everyone.
Hassan, I don't.
So what? All of a sudden, hacdan mı geldin lan yarak kafalı? Shut the fuck up, man.
Look at this. Yeah, there's an actual clown, yeah, here at the moment called self.
Shut the fuck up and fuck off, man. If you don't like what your ears are hearing, fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hassan.
Hassan.
Hassan, you're an idiot. Hassan, you're an idiot, and everyone don't even respect you. I'm being honest, Rod.
This guy, he's
I'm
only.
going to ask the public. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really have a problem with Shine, but should I boot?
Hassan, tell the truth.
Just kick him out, man.
No. Should I boot Shine?
What do you mean?
No.
Why are you want to kick me off? You fake out.
I don't want to, but I'm asking the public.
Why?
To boot.
Right, I'm asking because you've got nothing to say. So, you're given opportunities to talk, and you're not.
Let's have a look.
That's right. All you're going is Raj. You're an idiot. Hash. You're an idiot. Raj. You're an idiot.
Can we go back? I don't mind you being honest, Sean, but you've got to go back to the subject matter of this.
Yeah, start sticking to it.
Yeah, this is the kind of honesty that people are discussing.
Yeah, here's a question.
And you shout,
this guy is blue. 1 minute. One minute. I'll shine. Wait 1 minute. Here's one that will get shine. I'll shine if it's all right for all the Ataturk statues to go down. Go on.
Oh yeah. I don't know what your position on the statue is.
Go on, Shine. Shall we take all the Ataturk statues down?
Oh.
Shall we?
Go on. Shine.
I'm muting, man.
AFK.
Is he muted? No, he's not muted.
Hear me?
Yeah. Shall we take all the Ataturk statues down, Shine?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Raj?
Yeah, I can hear you now. He's asking.
Yeah. Okay.
Should you take the Ataturk
I respected and I kept quiet. Yeah.
He's asking you a question.
Right. Okay. Hassan. Who?
Yeah, Hassan.
Hassan, what is your issue and problem with me? Because I'm telling the truth. I just want to answer.
What truth are you talking about?
Hassan.
All of them, are you high?
Have I said anything bad or anything about you? All I told you is...
No, I'm asking you, look,
basically
all that.
You don't even know what culture you're from because you're putting down
the Turks, culture, bro.
And now you're saying you're not.
Bro, it doesn't... Wait, hold on. You're saying that you've got to not know what you are before you know what it is. Mate, you're not making sense, bro. I've been to Turkey. I've lived in Turkey for a little while, bro. They're not my people. They're not my people. They don't classify me as their own, bro. So why would I want to be jumping in with them?
Right, just cutting that. To be honest,
no, he's fine. He's fine. Can we go back to the subject matter, please, Shine? Because I'm going to have to boot you. Because a lot of people picked two. I think you only got one to keep you. Everyone else saying that I need to boot you. Now, I don't mind having you on here, but you need to contribute to the actual conversation.
Raj, do you want me to go out and come back in or not?
I don't know. I'm saying you need to contribute to the conversation about the statues. He asked you a specific question. Would you mind if they started taking Ataturk statue down in the Turkey or whatever it's on? I don't know who that person is.
Yep. Yeah.
You would, didn't it?
All right. We can talk about
anyway,
that,
look, Raj, as I was saying, let me just speak for 2 minutes and I'll leave.
Understand.
Oh, what happened is happened now, yeah?
All right.
Wow. You heard that, yeah, Raj? Did you hear that?
Remove yourself and come back in because we can't hear you. So let me remove him. Go on. Let me get one of them.
Or better, remove yourself and don't come back.
Flexi, is that you, Flexi? Flexi.
Yes, my man, that's me.
Oh,
what's up, Bryce? All good?
Yeah, Sanchez. Sorry to my Sikh brothers. This is a Sikh supremacist show. We do, everyone's like dimmies compared to us. but I had to talk about something. So have you got an opinion on what we was talking about before about the statues and stuff? Then I want to let Dan have a little bit of a say as well, and I'll bring Sanchez in. Okay, go on.
Well, it might be a little bit off, but it is concerning in that I believe that this is a sleight of hand going on. That, like all good magicians, they want you to look at one thing so that you're not looking at the other thing. That really this is a distraction technique, that something else is going on that they don't want us talking about. I really wonder why that everyone in the UK is adopting all of these American politics without really questioning, like, why is this all being pushed upon us? And, like, what are we not talking about? What kind of police brutality is going on in Hong Kong right now? What's going on around the world? Like, you know, I think that really this is a massive distraction tactic that's going on, and I'm sad that all my educated brothers are falling for it. Have we not learned these lessons already? I mean, like, I've got sympathy for everyone, right? I feel for everyone's side of the argument, but, like, come on, man, like, what are we not talking about? You know, like this is too manufactured. It feels like we are being fucking led astray. All right, man, forgive me.
Oh, you still got 20 seconds, man.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
All right, and yeah, like, let's talk about China. Let's talk about China in India. Why are people not talking about, like, China's occupation of India right now? I got nothing against China. I've been to China. It's a fucking lovely place. The people are my people. I'm one with everyone. But in terms of a government, like, fucking hell, man. Like, what government on this planet is flexing their muscle more than the Chinese state right now? You know, and, you know, I feel for the people of Taiwan. You know, they're gonna get it. You know, like, the expansion of that Chinese power is coming, man, and no one's talking about it. Why?
Because they're too scared.
You know, Raj, actually, I thought I needed to say something, but I see the conversation is left with good hands here. I'll let Flex here say the rest. I need to go. It's a little bit late now. So, you know, I'll join on the next stream. I'll answer some of the questions I didn't answer now. So, see you guys later.
Good little conversation. We got to yourself, Pavlov. Take care, man.
And I reckon another thing as well, the world needs shit to be sold to it. I'll be honest with you.
So let me ask you, I'm going to bring Sanchez in, but Shiny's there as well. Let's see. Let me bring Sanchez in. Is that you, Sanchez?
Yes, it's me.
I apologize to let me just make an announcement. I apologize to the Sikhs. We are in charge of this channel. I should have given you preference. Unfortunately, I was held captive and I couldn't do nothing, and I left you in the back chat for an hour. So I apologize. Will not happen again, sirs. Sikhs do have preference on this show.
All right, guys, can I ask the Sikhs whilst we have them? What's your view? What do you feel that India should be doing more than what it's not currently doing? I mean, I think that might be a good opportunity to catch up whilst we're here.
Because Dan,
with the mountain borders.
I'll forget about that for a minute. Go back to, we can talk about that in a minute, but let's just go back because Dan's still here, and while he's there, I still want to get his opinion with the manual and stuff. So you got thingy went, what's it called? What's his name? Pavlov, and so as thingy. Dan, are you still there? We can't have panel sitters. We can't just have empty panel sitters, Dan. If you're not there, Dan. Oh, I don't know what to do. All right, so yeah, what's the point? Are you still there, Manuel?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still here.
Yes. Raj, can I mention something?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So Dan's here. So let's go back to the topic of the thingy, of the statues. What do you think about my particular stance? Because obviously it's my show. I've said that I believe that there are statues that are problematic, and there are a lot of statues I hate, and I would love to take down. On that bitch Indira Gandhi, I would love to take her statues down because she oppressed my people. I mean the Sikh people. But I do see kind of like a middle ground where, like, maybe, you know, writing a more accurate description of the individual with all the good and the bad is a kind of a compromise. And if people want to legally take a statue down through votes or whatever, then maybe, you know, maybe allow it to happen. But I don't believe in ripping them down per se. Is that unreasonable, or am I full-on racist now?
No, I think that's reasonable. I don't think people people who wanted the statue down necessarily wanted. I guess we're talking about the coastal one now. Wanted it down in such a sort of dramatic way, and I think
I don't know, there was maybe a bit of I don't know what the word is. I think maybe once that first statue fell, I mean, because again, there's been statues pulled down since then in I think in Ghana. I think they pulled down a statue of Gandhi somewhere, somewhere in Africa not too long ago. And I think they've also. I mean, I suppose the discussion is good. In places like Bristol, that have obviously got a history, well-established sort of slave history. I mean, the city pretty much wouldn't exist as it is today without that particular institution. I think there has been a conversation going on for a long time, and it's probably I think what you're asking is quite a liberal request. Would probably be me. I reckon it'd be more realistic in a place like Bristol. I don't think if you went to somewhere like Exeter or somewhere that had like I don't know, there was like 60 or 70 of these statues all around the country. I don't think in some of these like more rural places, sort of that connection is always made when people are walking down the street. It's the sort of the young people, the young youth of Bristol. There's 2 universities there who are sort of questioning this stuff. As for pulling them down, they don't need to be pulled down. You can put them in statues, put them in museums. Sorry, that's the alternative, and I think that's what they're doing in Bristol.
Well, what do you choose is what statue though? Like, do you understand? Like,
this is what So what's the line? What do you think the line is?
I believe if you have an individual that is, let's just say, their whole kind of achievement was based upon, say, slavery, and they didn't really. I mean, everything is about. So that guy in Bristol, I don't know his full history, but from what I understand, he made all his money through slavery. And the majority of his kind of achievements afterwards was funded through his slave kind of like history and stuff. And I can understand why people will be pissed for that. But then when you have other individuals that have got more of a complicated history, so I'll give an example of 2 people that people all know: Winston Churchill, Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah, both of them, are seen as kind of heroes. Both of them are seen as kind of bigger than what they, there's kind of like a kind of almost like a persona that people don't like criticizing. Both of them done something that's really amazing, but both of them have got terrible histories. Winston Churchill, definitely a racist. No one can say he wasn't a racist. He definitely was a cause of indirectly or directly of the Bengal famine, which killed 2 million people. But he saved the West and the UK from Nazi Germany. Without him, UK would have been invaded and the West would have totally fell. There's no doubt about that. Most people would agree it was him that kind of was the backbone. Mahatma Gandhi.
I'll be honest.
Well, let me tell you something. Mahatma Gandhi, on the other hand, was somebody that liberated India through almost peaceful means, but he done something that many people didn't think was possible. But he was also a racist. Yeah, if you look at his days in South Africa, he was a full-on racist, and he was also a pedophile because he used to sleep with young children naked. Yeah. Even in his nieces and stuff like that, just to test his libido. And we don't know what happened in those.
Where did you hear this, Raj?
This is common knowledge. A lot of these people that are around him actually left the movement because they would be disgusted with the fact that what he would do, he would choose young girls, say, come into the room, he'd make them sleep naked next to him, and his reasoning to the aides or people that he was with was that he's trying to check his libido. Will he get erect being with them in the same bed? And this is not up for discussion. This is 100% true. Whether he did anything is irrelevant. The fact that he's lying down with children naked in a bed and they're like 8, 9 years old. Yeah, we don't know what he got up to when the thing was actually.
Right. Do you want to clarify when he said his people, what he actually meant by his people?
Yeah.
Like,
so are you talking about him in South Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically in South Africa, if you watch the movie Gandhi, it looks like in the beginning of that movie that Mahatma Gandhi was actually fighting against racism. He wasn't. He believed he was in the same level as white people, but the black people won. He was happy with the black people being at the bottom. He agreed with the apartheid. He agreed with that. He just didn't like the fact that he was treated badly as a brown person. So that's racist. But would I ask for his statue to be taken down? No. What I would ask is that have a more descriptive, what I call kind of
description of history.
Exactly who he is, with the good and the bad, and people can then make a decision, a more rounded decision. Do you? I mean, those are 2 people that have a checkered history. Would you, if you're going to take down Churchill, you're going to have to take down Mahatma Gandhi.
And how about Nelson Mandela?
Yeah. So what do you think, Dan? Dan.
Oh shit! Sorry, I just got a phone call. Sorry, Raj. In fact, you know what? I'm too in and out of the conversation. I'm like half in, half out.
Yeah. Don't worry, but just give your opinion on the controversial statues that have a mixed history. So, like I said, Winston Churchill and Mahatma Gandhi, both of those two have achieved great things, but have very bad checkered histories.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think maybe this is perhaps just the start of the conversation. I've not heard many conversations around dinner tables in like Caribbean households about Winston Churchill statues. I've not heard that, but I do know in Bristol, in certain households, there is conversations about, just the general symbology that's sort of left over, the residual symbology that's left over after slavery's finished. Because I mean, the thing is, it's not just the Colston statue. You go around Bristol now, and there is a ton of shit with Colston's name all over it. You can't just start pulling it all down. Though. You can't just pull down a school. You can't go and pull it would get ridiculous. So I think perhaps, like you said, something that guides people through the history. And I mean, in a way, the fact that people are now discussing events of the past means that history is kind of being thrust back into the present in a way. So I like that. I like living history, and I like history that people are kind of forced to confront.
I can see Hassan.
May I just add to that? That's to Emmanuel in the note of history repeats itself. If you want proof, there it is. Yeah. Because if we don't know what we did wrong before, we're just only going to repeat it. Because we're humans, we make mistakes.
How is history repeating itself? How?
Because look at what Mahatma Gandhi did. He went, release my people. No, he didn't. If he had said no, release them all, guess what we would have been? We would have been that much more ahead. But no, he just chose his people, as you're doing with your people. And then it's going to be the traveller community that we need to go through all this destruction for. Just end it for all. Ask equality. No one's shouting that, Manuel, you wanting equality is a really bad thing, or you wanting higher police standards for your community is a really wrong thing. But the way you're going about it, no one's listening to that message. All they're looking at is, we're angry black people and we're going to do angry black things. Okay.
I don't think black people pulled any statues down though.
I've seen, but mate, it's irrelevant who's pulling it down. It's in the name of. Because guess what? In 10 years' time, when BLM claimed that no lives have been lost, guess what? There's going to be proof that there was, and that's all that's going to matter. That's what they're all going to look at it. They're going to look at what were you doing and what did you do, mate? That is it. All right, that's all that's going to come down to it. All right, not George Floyd is going to be a name in the past, mate. Like millions before him that have died.
So what happened?
Well, they've had. I think there's been a concession. So Oxford University has agreed to take down the statue of. It's all a bit tentative. They haven't actually announced like a timeline for it, but they've said they're going to take down the statue of Cecil Rhodes, which is interesting, and I think they're going to put it in the museum.
Right,
and obviously,
so
the conversation
take down
about
the Bank of England. Should we take down the Bank of England?
I don't know if you heard what I just said, but I said. All right, Hassan, please, man. I literally just spoke about.
Let me start the clock again. So let Dan say he's a minute and 15 minutes gone.
What's saying? So Oxford University has agreed to take down the statue of Cecil Rhodes. It seems open-ended, but the conversation has kind of started, and they have conceded that in that case, particularly, and there's a big argument about this statue, which kind of sits imposingly over the high street, looking down at the peasantry of Oxford. It brings up the whole, if you know anything about Oxford, the town and gown divide, the divide between like the institution of the university and the kind of common dwellers of the Ford. And there's a big class kind of distinction in Oxford as well. And yeah, the conversation started. There was a really interesting interview with a local councillor. I think she's possibly Bangladeshi, on LBC, where she kind of talks about statues being taken down and discusses roads in relation to Colston. And And yeah, I think she was kind of for what Raj was saying, kind of bringing history into the now.
Did Cecil Rhodes, did he enslave anyone, Cecil Rhodes? I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily that. I mean, he was a colonialist, so he was one of these.
Oh, sorry. Your time's up now.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
You can finish about who he is, though. I don't know who he is really.
Yeah, he was a colonialist. He set up lots of sort of different I suppose ventures in this new sort of expanding, opening economy that was South Africa. Lots of diamond interests. Lots of just sort of grabbed up lots of natural resources, bought land on the cheap with sort of 999-year leases in some cases, and yeah, he's responsible for kind of drawing the lines that we see today, like the kind of very
but he wasn't responsible for actually enslaving a whole people. Literally, he just took advantage.
Raj, I think you're missing what he's saying. He's basically saying that it's institutionalized.
Hassan, you got your time. You got your time. Go on.
I'm assuming that's what he's done. Yeah,
that's basically kind of it. Yeah.
Let Hassan say.
Yeah. All right. Now, do you mind me saying one thing? Like,
go for it.
This is all good and well. But again, from that, we've got they're not really pissed off with Cecil Rhodes. Again, it's us dealing with secondary issues. How is this resolving things? Again, we've still got the university that states who's to come in and who's not to, and who's to live in the upper echelons of the river to who's going to live downstream. Again, how's BLM or this statue removing sorted anything? I don't think so. Well, you know what he has done? Made a whole load of people feel better for being slaves, be it white, brown, Chinese, Indian, black, whomever. That is not sitting at the tables of those universities. And again, this is what it comes down to. All secondary. Just deal with the secondary, because guess what? People like dealing with secondary shit. When the initial problems will just be there. Simple as. And that's where we will all fail. And this is what I was saying about us being set back by 40 years. It's the divide. Oh, blacks and whites. I'm going to say nothing more. And for you, Emmanuel, answer that.
He's gone. Sanchez is still here. Go on, have your bit, Sanchez, for a minute. Go on, Sanchez.
Yeah, basically.
I'll be back, right.
Yeah.
What's that? You're going? Oh, yeah, he's going to be back. Go on, Sanchez.
Yeah, so basically, the route that we've got to look at is, by taking these statues down, is anything going to change? Racism's still going to be there. Are people still going to get jobs? Are people going to get opportunities? So basically, nothing's going to change by taking these statues down. There'll still be racism. Unfortunately, I don't think you can never get rid of it. Yes, you can teach people. I mean, I think they're going to introduce, like with the schools, teach them about history. They're talking about that. You just need to educate people. So,
can I ask you a question? Because I know a lot of people got butthurt when I did this. I asked my mum here like a week ago. I said, when she come from the Punjab here in the 60s, 70s, did she face racism? And she said no. I was a bit surprised about it, if I'm being honest with you. I said, what, never? She said she don't remember anything. And I've spoken to my dad, and he said no as well. Did your family experience racism? Remember, I'm from East London, so maybe it was a big different thing. Because I know other areas, people say they did. So, like, what was it like for your family?
Not my family as such, but I've got like friends that I know.
Yeah.
Certain areas. I mean, even I think a couple of months ago, they were talking. He mentioned a point saying, like they got together and obviously they had a scrap, but he goes, them people still live today. They've had kids, their their grandparents now. So it's obviously what you teach your kids. But the thing is, you just got to get on. And I mean, there's good and bad in every culture or every race. So it did happen. It's not going to lie. It did. People, used to get the turbans pulled off, but it's just one of them things. You just got to get on with it now. It's about. I mean, like I've been watching some programs on like YouTube, like like you got these like KK supremacists. They're changing. Now, they're hardcore racists. Now, if they can change, some other people can change.
Yeah, it's just about talking to people, to be honest. I mean, look, yeah,
I'm just going to say one thing. Sorry, Raj.
Yeah.
People love fucking what they hate. They love it. You know what? They've got to hate something for them to love it. Like, you see it between relationships. You see it between brothers and sisters. You see it between fathers and sons and mothers and daughters and vice versa. It's just how we are as people, man. Like getting rid of hate, yeah, would be a lovely, lovely little thing. But people are just making way too much of what it is. It's so what? Like, people hated then a lot more. We've learned to hate a little less now. And we've learned to accept, and we've learned to. Why are we so insistent of going back? That's the bit that's puzzling me, and still is to this day.
I do. I mean, I do agree that like we are. It seems like we're getting worse rather than pushing forwards. Like we're going 2 steps forwards and 5 steps back, like in the last couple of months or years or something like that. And there's no way. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. You cannot say the racism that there were real racists in the 80s and 90s. I mean, you're talking about institutes racism where people were not hiring people would sack you because you're thinking you can't do that shit no more. There are laws in place, there are a lot of regulations in place that protect people from minorities and stuff. And so how can the country be institutionalized racism? There's systems put in place now to combat that. Are there individual racists walking around, groups of racists per se? Yeah, definitely. But is it institutionalized?
Would you say that are they predominantly of one race though? Would you say that worldwide that we've got racists from all colours and all
creeds? Racists in all communities. I'll give you an example in the Sikh community. Let me tell you the Punjabi Sikh community. Like, I'll give you an example. So 25 years ago, somebody I know, one of my relatives, far, got married to a black guy, and the family disowned her for 15 years. Yeah, and it was because he was black. Simple as that. They didn't make no qualms about it. But there are lots of other families that have white people in the family, and no one's disowned them. So there is a form of racism, especially then. I don't know about how much now, but I did see it. So the Asian community has racists in there between themselves as well.
Raj, I don't want to sound horrible, but that goes back to your instinctive days of when tribes would come to your doorstep. Like, were these good people? Were these bad people? Were they going to come to do good? Were they going to come to do bad? I mean, that's just instinctively, you know. So when you see someone of a different shade and color, you're just your interest peaks. Like, you're either going to defensive or like super courteous. Like, we all adapt differently, and that's what makes this world wonderful. That we don't have everyone doing the same thing. We're gonna have some people that they're gonna have their backs up that you got to win over a little bit. I don't understand why the big hoo-ha is. Like, saying that we've got racism in a country where you go down to your local council office and it are you who's making these claims and who's not looking here?
I'll be honest with you, like I'm just gonna be controversial, but like I don't have to say this without saying controversial, but basically, like, it feels like if you're having a bad time, you could just blame it on racism. Like, it's like, okay, so things aren't working out for me. It's because the racists are doing that.
Is it because I'm black?
Racist. I'm not talking about just black people. I'm just talking about generally. Yeah, you can use it to a point where it becomes a crutch, and then you can't progress. Yeah, you can't progress because if you constantly think you're on crutches, blaming the crutches for not allowing you to walk, then how are you gonna progress? You're
dependent on it.
Yeah, and so there's
Banksy, the artist, he said it like, and I'm sorry, but he goes, yeah, BLM, it's a black problem that the whites need to resolve, and like, people are like liking it up. You're just thinking, love, like, why? If you've got a problem, resolve it, man. Like, resolve it. You don't tell me you ain't got barristers that you can't employ that are going to put legislation in. And according to your wills, they're not that far off of ours. We want us all to be equal. But like, and seeing people as less than themselves is, mate, that's a religious ideology. I mean, if you want that got rid of, then take down the church buildings and the synagogues and the temples and the mosques, because they're the ones that want you down. Like, trust me, when it comes down to that, your fellow brother doesn't want nothing else apart from your corporation and your love, man. And I'm saying that as it is.
Did you see the celebrities? I'm not gonna lie, the celebrities are so cringe. Like when they do their thing to camera, like, oh, here it is. I don't know whether I'm gonna get a strike, but this is hilarious. I don't know if it's hilarious, and let me see. I don't know if I can play this one, but it's like Clever News. They're gonna strike me, the little pricks. They'll strike me.
Someone was just, my girl was just saying as well. It's like who's that in their genuine mind? Right, I'm gonna honestly ask you, who do you, when you walk down the road, do you like, have you got like a cologram of seeing people? Like, I just don't understand. It's like in the world of BLM, we've all got this color scope.
Yeah, but there are people out there that see color though, and not only see color when they meet someone. Not me. I'm saying other people, like when they. Meet
but they're what we used to call racist.
Yeah.
And they're far and fucking few of them, man. There's like idiots, and we know them to be ignorant because guess what? Once they get educated of their knowledge of what their perception of that person is, they always are wrong. Always. I mean, we've had test case after test case after test case of this shit. I mean, just accept that some people are stupid. What's the big hoo-ha? Like you know. Just move forward, like educate these people. I mean, the money that BLM has spent. I mean, if they just went down there and went, look, walk people in with armed guards and just live next door to them, they'll soon realise what their perceptions are not of what they perceived it to be.
Let me just play this video. I'm gonna try not to. I might get a strike if I do. I want to end the show in around half an hour. Let's just play it, whatever. So let me just read. So this is a little kind of video about celebrities kind of, I don't know, whipping themselves. It feels like they're whipping themselves.
It's like the thing with Jahadeen, isn't it?
Raj, before you play that, I'm gonna do one.
Oh yeah, big up to yourself, man.
Yeah. So
we're gonna do. Obviously, we're gonna do more Punjabi and Sikh shows and stuff like that, man. So big up.
Sound. All right. See you later. Bye.
So let me play this. Let's see what Hassan thinks about this. Hopefully I don't get a strike. I might. We'll have to have a look. So it says, "Dear white people." Is it a parody or a real one? Oh no, this is real. I don't know if this is real or a parody.
And I take responsibility.
Who are these people?
I take responsibility.
Take
for reporting underage drinking.
Oh, this is a prank video. All right. Oh, so they're pranking that one. So this is the real one.
Good.
Oh, they don't even put this. Look how serious they look like.
Responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility for every unchecked moment, for every time it was easier to ignore than to call it out for what it was.
Yeah, they're mocking it, and it is a stupid thing. Like, sorry, man. They you know what it is? I actually find that racist. Yeah. You know, white people going, "Oh, I take responsibility for you little brown people, black people."
Yeah, because you're so stupid, you couldn't sort it out. Oh,
so
this is what I'm saying.
It's like a bigotry of like. I find that racist because it's the white man going, "You guys can't look after yourself. We're gonna look after you. You're feeling bad." Can you not see how condescending and patronizing that is?
And the weirdest thing is, Emmanuel, one of your guests before, thinks that he's going to feel better for those statues coming down. Well, what kind of world do you want to live in? That you just want to be walking around in love all day long? Like, do you not want to feel some life in you? Like, don't you want to look at something and go, you know what? I'm going to get much better than that.
All right, so let me just play a bit more because there's some cringy ones here. Let me see. So I'm gonna have to keep stopping that because I don't want to get striped. So that's Aaron Paul. Don't know who that is.
It was.
Can't remember.
Every not so
who the hell is?
joke.
Oh, right.
No matter how big or small.
Every time I remained silent.
Every time.
Look at these. Look, white. Let me just speak to these white people here. Look, white person. You are very, very patronizing. You're coming across. You're talking to us like we're little children that you need to say, sorry, little brown man, you are feeling offended. We will do everything in our power as the white people to make sure you feel okay. Give me a hug. It's patronizing and goddamn racist. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. And these, do you know what it's like here when you have a white person? These guys are like the people that go to Africa and India and they pick up a little brown or black baby and pretend to be, oh, look at me, what I'm doing for, you know, these little brown and Indian people. It's racist. Yeah, it's racist the way they're talking. They're treating people like kids.
I explained away police brutality.
Police brutality is a different situation, I think, but still.
Killed in their own homes. These are our brothers and sisters. We are done watching them die.
The blonde white woman coming to the savior. You know.
We are no longer by.
Or allow an unchecked moment.
Oh,
stereotypes.
Going for a jog should not be a death sentence. Sleeping in your own home
with your nephew should not be a death
sentence. Threatening.
Against hate. I will stand against known.
It's time to take respect up.
God. And I bet they're the type of people that I'm going to say so. I bet they're the type of people, Hassan, that when they see like a black guy, they get their purses up. Oh, let's go. And when they see an Indian, they automatically give them their coat. I thought he was the butler.
I thought he was working there.
Oh, there's an Indian guy standing outside like a posh hotel, and they give the man their key.
And I don't want to sound horrible.
My car around the corner.
Raj, and there's another thing that we've got to get to appreciate. You know what? We need to start getting pride in being those people that take the coat. And I think there's nothing wrong in this. This is the whole mental switch that we all need to do as people. Like seeing one less than the other. I mean, like the ideals of communism like appeals to a lot because of this reason. Like we're so judgmental, and again, this is another facet of religion that has been embraced and passed on to generations. Divide them.
No, but what I was trying to say,
nurses to doctors, doctors to care workers. These are all the same people when you look at them.
What I was trying to say was that there's nothing wrong with those particular jobs, but when someone assumes just because of your race, you're working in a particular field, just because you're standing outside a posh hotel, they automatically think you must be working there. Maybe you're not rich enough to actually rent a room. Yeah, that's when the racism comes in. And these type of people that are on there going, we don't want the brown man or black man to be oppressed no more. We will save you. We are the white people. We will save you. Isn't that? Anyone that watched that video and doesn't feel a little bit of like, you know, disrespect, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, you haven't got no self-respect. Like, we don't need the white man over and save us. Yeah, if you do, then you believe. Let me say something. If you think you need the white man to save you, you think the white man's better than you. This is what I've started to think. Some people actually think that a white man is better than them, and this is why they got a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, they got a chip on their shoulder. I'm
going to be honest with you. I reckon chips on shoulders comes from one thing and one thing only, Raj. And I'm just going to say this, and I think your people have the best example to prove this point right. I believe it comes down to education and your ignorance in your own life and your lessons in learning life. If you're a person that's always constantly seeing negativity and not like looking at positive stands in life that have made progressive moves, well then guess what you're always going to do? Just keep going backwards. Like you just are. And I see a lot of self-hating people that are making self-hating decisions and then wondering why they're in that self-hating position. Like, well, you've got to start changing a bit, bruv. Like, you know, there's loads of, I remember once when we did this walk and everyone was going, oh, we need to support Black Lives Matter. Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. But guess what? After, were there anything set up? I mean, you had all this big advertising, the world press is there. I mean, perfect time. And instead, what did they pull out of it, Raj? A rap video. Now,
what rap video?
Then people go, what rap video? That was by Jedi and Respect on the time when they were, that one with gang, 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 and all the rest of it. Like the momentum goes when you choose it to go. Like BLM, they had a perfect opportunity. Like instead of saying, right, you know what, fuck all this, no one's gonna die, and you know what, we the black people are gonna be the ones that are gonna institute this. Like instead of for once, instead of being the white guys that come to the black people's savior, we're going to show you what equality is. We, the black people, are going to come to your white ass's savior and push laws that you ourselves couldn't fucking foresee, like punishment of minorities, which I don't want to sound nasty. If I last remembered, was the fourth stone of democracy, is to look after the weak, because society will only deem you by how you judge those. But no, we've gone from that. Instead, we've gone into that religious shit of having people coming out and saying, oh no, it's Christians that need to be there. Oh, it's Jews that need to be at the top. Or it's the Saudis that need to be at the top. But no, can we just have the most intelligent and the most ones with the best views of how our society is going to be? Maybe can we have them at the top? No, of course
dude,
not.
Hassan, do you know this, Hassan, 1 minute. Do you know that guy, the Turk that was challenging you? He's just dissing you in the goddamn chat.
I don't give a shit. You know what? That's the beautiful thing about it, Raj. You know, like people could just move forward, and look, there he is with me in his mind, rent free, living a life. Understand me, stuff. It's up to him.
And the other thing that I find frustrating is that when you're white, you can have different views, different political views. You can have totally different kind of ideas. But for some reason, when you're brown or black, if you don't think a particular way, you're not a brown person. You're a coconut. You're a this. Yeah. And this is one thing I find very strange. That's racist. You think that only people of color can only have one particular viewpoint. And if you don't have that, you're not then a Asian person. You're not a black person. You're that. You're taking that card's taken away.
But these people don't know how deep people can be. I'll give you the most prime example. When I'm in England, I am going to be a British resident, because this is what their people want. This is what some people just can't get there, and their tiny little fucking brain. When you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. When you're in England, do what the English do. When you're in, for example, the Seychelles, guess what? You're not gonna fucking walk around in your Togo outfit, are you? You're not. You're not gonna do that down fucking Knightsbridge. You're not. But you might be able to get away with it down the Seychelles. And people just don't understand that. They just really don't get it. And that's the reason why we've got these different places, is so we can enjoy them as a society. You know, like someone that's come from like a very communist country to go see a free world would be an experience. For us to go and see a communist country would be an experience, but what we do,
not a good experience. I can tell you that now.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, what you call a good experience and what someone calls a good experience, I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, as long as that stays there, and we stay here.
I don't need the CCP government or the communist government freaking rounding me up.
I'm just going to say one thing. Listen, I'm not the big fan of the Chinese Communist Party. I'm never going to ever be a thing. But if you're telling me that if a communist were to come out to me and say, listen, motherfucker, I bought my land, this is my country, I fought for it, I'm going to do what the fuck I want. I'm not going to say to him, no, I'm not. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure that border stays locked on that side, because I don't want my side to come out. And that's what people need to start like focusing a little bit on, is what they want for them and how they're going to have their life a better place. And weirdly, BLM is not doing any favors for themselves by taking down the system that is going to be used to put those laws that they want in. And
you know, have you seen the thing in Seattle when they're running the city?
Chaz.
And now it's gone mad. They're doing like,
there you go.
like do you know what the word? They want to be independent, but they have to call the police and the ambulance to sort stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want it, bitch,
food parcels.
if you don't want it, just get rid of everything. Live in a goddamn tree or something. Like, you can't have both worlds. Either you go completely independent and try and run it, and you ignore the outside world, or you don't. Yeah, I can't.
But that's when they realise. That's when they realise when bollocks needs to be between where it needs to be, and not just between your mouth. Like we've got loads of smart people. We've got loads of smart people here, Raj. But how many are sorting the problems out?
I bet a lot of people in that little commune thing went in there like, oh, everybody, there's not going to be no racism, no violence, everybody, let's rave. And then within 3 days, they're probably in the corner cowering, please, please, where are you, please?
Have you heard that racism is totally getting reinforced there? I mean, you've got white people going there and paying tribute to black people for what? Like, I can understand if they said, you know what, anyone that's in here is going to pay tribute.
Hassan, there's a video, I need to find it, where there's a group of white people on the floor going, we're sorry.
I know.
We're sorry. It's so, look it, please, man, please, to anybody listening, I'm not dissing anybody. What I'm saying is this. If I was standing there, as a grown-ass man, and I had these little white people in front of me on the floor saying, sorry for what we did to you, I'd freaking slap them. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, you idiot. Kick them right in the face. I said, get up. Have some dignity. Like, but everyone's standing there. Look, they're sorry. They can show sorry through their actions. They can show sorry through the way they treat people. They can show sorry through lots of different ways. You don't need to
you know the one that I love, Raj? They're going to these people with like slave traded products, like a Starbucks. They're going, oh, look, I want to help you by buying slave goods from the other person. So look how conscious and loving I am to you. You understand me? And people still don't get it. They're so stupid.
This is killer, man. This has got to be the most embarrassing video I've ever seen. Now, please, 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 if you need the white man to go on all fours and beg for forgiveness, then there's something wrong. I'm sorry, there's something wrong. You are making this white man to be some massive freaking like boogeyman. Like he's some massive, in your own head, you've made him bigger than what he is. You have bigotry of low expectations, or the white person thinks they need to apologize to you because they don't see you as equal themselves anyway. It's what's called revert. It's like bigotry of low expectation racism, which for me personally is more offensive than straight out racism. Because at least with a straight out racist, he calls you a packy whatever and it doesn't like you. Cool. But when you got these little lefty kind of like liberals walking around going, oh, how's it? Oh, you voted Brexit? Dude, you don't know what's going on. Poor you, little brown man. The white man's manipulated you and has made you into a coconut. Yeah? We will save you. Is that a real Jordan M? I'd like to get Jordan M on, but this could be a
you know what? That guy, I'm sorry, but if that guy is not fucking shagging top Muslim, I'm sure that guy is a male escort. I'm guaranteeing you that guy's a male escort shagging Saudi prince.
Oh, who's what? Jordan? I'm doing Eunice is back. I'll pick up Eunice.
Hi guys.
So let's watch this video and tell me what everyone thinks, because this is the most embarrassing video I've ever watched here. I'm not gonna lie, I had to kind of like put my hands on my face to not think. So here's a group of white people, yeah, in they're kneeling on all fours and begging forgiveness to the black people. Have a watch this.
That's sick.
Watch.
That's sick.
We're not rioting, guys. We're not shaming anybody, guys. We're just humbling ourselves before you. Yes, Lord. You brought the thunder and rain today, God. Because Satan takes the L today. Father, in Jesus' name, you get the victory. Father, we ask for forgiveness from our black brothers and sisters for years and years of racism.
Look, you know, it's quite sweet in one way. It's sweet in one way. Yeah.
No, Raj, shut
Well,
up.
let me.
Sweetness where? I mean, look at the. I mean, seriously, if someone was going to bless my faith, I would have made a much more
Let me
effort.
virtual signal first. Jack. I have to virtual signal first to just sort of kind of like sugarcoat it a little bit before I put a steaming dump on it. Yeah, sprinkling bit of like salt, like little bit of like fairy dust on top. Yeah, but there's a turd about to just pop out of me in a second. Look, in a way, this kind of sweet. Yeah, if these people bending down genuinely feel sorry for what, say, their ancestors done to the people and the racism that's going on about it, there is some kind of sweetness there, but it's also pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic. These white people bending down on all knees, yeah, to a group of black people. See these white people here with their head down like this? Let me tell you something. There's no, if you're doing this, yeah, to virtual signal, but you go outside and with little micro racism, you treat black and just say other minorities as sort of children that you need to mollycoddle, because these little Asian and black and China, they can't look after themselves. We have to look after them, dude. We have to look after them. You are being condescending and patronizing and racist yourself. Yeah.
And Raj, they are that stupid. I'm telling you, bro. Listen to me when I say this, cuz there are women out there, listen, that are taking in to their houses where they've got young children, guys that look 27, and wait for it, they believe that these people are like 12, and they're not even doubting it. They're not even doubting it. They're not even. The husband's looking at the wife, and the wife's looking at the husband and going, "Yeah, baby, he's a 12-year-old. I mean, he's just full-bodied a bit. Oh no, that's not an erection that appearing every time your kids are going past. No, of course that's not. You understand me? And then when that does happen, guess what? They're telling their daughters and their sons to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry to say this, but you know what? Like, enough of this self-pity bullshit. Like, guess what? People have put your mindset into for one reason and one reason only, is so you don't get up. So you don't stand strong. So your brothers don't stand up and sisters stand strong alongside you. Apart from that, keep the divide going. It's like I tried to make the example of when they make a distinction between doctors, nurses, and care workers. Right? To me, they're one of the same people. They're all caring people. Like, why are these people not in one bracket? No, because it suits them. Because there's then less people to worry about, because now we've got doctors, and they will split those doctors. Eventually, there'll be doctors over 30 and under 20, and those that are looking into retirement and want a better life. I mean, this is what they all do, and this is what it's about. It's divide and conquer, and people need to get together. And this goes to every single one, apart from, guess what? And I'm sorry to say, the Abrahamic religion. You guys just need to just die.
Oh no!
Just go into your corners and die. No, I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I'm being straight.
It's not my views, but go on.
Yeah, they're my views.
Yeah, okay. In regards to you
the video
about the patronizing attitude from our left, right? I mean, for people from the left, right? I think there's a reason why the Labour popularity is decreasing. Northern England, there's hardly any Labour support. And when you look at, and I think they're depending on minorities now.
Oh, Labour.
I think that's their base now. Yeah, I think basically, based on this decreasing support, I think they are depending on minority support.
No, they're not.
Labour.
I'm sorry to say that. Keith Steimer. I'm sorry. Let me correct you. Keith Steimer used to be in charge of the CPA. Do you know who they are now targeting for new Labour votes? They're targeting well-maintained criminals that have been allowed grace, okay, and They're sons of those criminals and their cousins and nephews and all the little supporters that they have. That's who they're relying on. Don't be under no pretense that Labour relies on anyone apart from those people. Okay, you look at them; they go down to the mosque. Okay, even though that they're two contrary factions, they'll lay only two happily beside each other. They used to do this with the Israeli community, the Jewish community, and now we see it that they're not really best friends anymore.
Yeah, with
And
anti-Semitism
so, like, apart from that, yeah, no, don't bang there. No, Labour's not for England. Sadly,
yeah,
definitely not for England.
I think that
And nor Conservative. I might hate that. Conservative is just.
But I think Conservative, you know, they I think they could get like more support from the minorities. That's what I think. In terms of, you know,
let me tell you what's happening in the UK when it comes to the political parties.
When I was the values, they're more conservative.
When I was growing up,
yeah,
when I was growing up, you would never hear of a Sikh voting Conservative. It was just a given they voted Labour. Even myself, I was fully Labour. What's happened over the last couple of years, like the last maybe 20 years, the more affluent and the more successful a group becomes, the more they start turning away from Labour. Labour wants people to be in a kind of a needy position where they need a need. And so that's why they don't mind communities bringing themselves up. They don't want them to bring themselves up too much, yeah? Because then they won't need them anymore. With the Conservatives, I don't even vote Conservative. But a lot of Sikhs and Hindus, especially Hindus, are fully into the Conservative Party. Look at the free.
Why are you saying that, Raj? Jerry Adams is where he is at the moment. You're making no sense when you say that, my brother.
Let me finish, and then you can say. So if you look at the Hindu community, there are 3 Hindus in the Conservative top echelons of the government. Yeah, 20 years ago, you would never hear of a Sikh voting Conservative. Now I know lots of Sikhs that vote Conservative. Yeah, and so what happens is the more affluent, because the Sikh Hindu community is quite affluent, they start drifting to more conservative kind of viewpoints. Now, certain communities, I'm not trying to take a dig, you know what I'm talking about, like that bigger Asian kind of Pakistani Bengali community, they still vote majority Labour because they still are not as successful as the Indian community. And that's a fact. That's not me digging or trying to throw shade, even though it's true. Yeah, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's true. They will still vote for Labour, and so would the Labour, and very few will vote for Conservative.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Oh, no.
I know loads of people that come from like quite minority ethnic groups that are done really well, and they've got far-reaching support. And just imagining a couple of their flyers in their shops and being asked would be enough for that neighbourhood to go and swing that way. So my visions and views on that are totally different. Labour's, to me, a really dangerous, criminal-minded group that even back then were linked to disgusting, powerful people, like paedophiles and the like. And I'm not going to go into it now. I mean, just check the history of Midlands paedophile rings and the likes of which Labour has come from. So it was all a case of hush hush. Don't worry, you look after my back, I'll look after your back. And people like Jerry Adams and other like really shady people that are in government now. And that's the reason why they're able to stand alongside each other, because they're all of the same ilk. Like, you know, you think about it, Labour is the most approachable working class party. Like, we should have had a man from like the street by now that was actually shouting about workers' rights, that should have brought up minimum wage to well above what the current, I believe it's 6 or 9%, instead of what it should be of about 25 to 30%. So no, like Labour's No, it's the same as BLM, like Black Lives Matter, Hope Not Hate,
Yeah.
the UN, and all the rest of that shit. All the rest of that. It's just a banner flag that is everything but. Labour's not for the working man. It's fucking mad. Have you ever gone to Islington and seen what the price of a flat is down there? Go to any Labour district and see what the price of a house is. You'll find more cheaper ones in conservative areas. Much cheaper ones in conservative areas.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, like the houses are expensive now in London, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I need to
now,
do? So, go on. Say your piece, go on. Sorry, dude.
So okay, so like in regards to you talking about, I remember you talking about like minorities and how Labour sees them as in a condescending manner, as if they are children of some sort. So what I'm gonna say is that Labour is engaging in a culture war that has been exported from the US to the UK. And then when you talk about statues and songs and allegations of there could be some form of element racism in each of those categories that I mentioned. It's a culture war. That's what I think. The rugby song. It was sung in the 2000s and 2010s when I was at school. There was nothing offensive about it, but now it's offensive now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that
you can't say bar black sheep.
All right, so let
It
me
was
show you.
okay. I even sung it as well.
One of my
during the
favorite comedies was Legal Gentlemen. You can't do that now. Like, I've got a feeling they're going to get rid of Legal Gentlemen as well now, because one of my favorite characters was on there, and obviously the character is now going to be deemed to be racist. Papul, I forgot what his name was. Papul something. I forgot what his bloody name was. This guy, Papul Lazo. Now Papul Lazo is going to be considered racist, and they're going to pull freaking Legal Gentlemen now. Yeah, look, he'll go now as well. Yeah, he'll go as well. He's just some clown kind of guy. Like,
it's not offensive at all.
I'm sorry, but if anyone saw that and a black man saw that and then identified himself to that, it's like, I'm sorry, but you seriously have some fucking issues, man, that you need to get resolved. Like, genuinely, like, to look at that and go, like, whoever, like, if I was a black person and I saw that and went, you know what, that guy looks a lot like me being mocked, I would be just, how do you make that connection?
To Americans, they're probably looking at this face and going, how can there be a comedy here? But let me tell you something, British comedy is not like American comedy. Yeah, British comedy, the reason why I love British comedy is because it's so dark. Like, this is a comedy series. Yeah, this is the kind of comedy we're used to, Brandon. Yeah, and you're not going to be able to do that shit anymore. It's going to be like a shitty American comedies where everything's like PC and all that kind of bullshit. So he's saying it's racist.
That's what they want. That's what they want.
So Raindrop is actually racist, but I don't believe it's a racist character because he's not even pretending to be black. He's just got. So all right. So let me ask you something. If the character, instead of having black, put on green, put green on there instead of black. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna make any difference, right? This is what I mean. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, people are just.
This is war. Let me say something.
Raindrop.
Let me say something, Raindrop. You only have 2 comedies in America that can stand up to British comedies. Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, fuck off. Seinfeld.
Both of them written by Larry David. Yeah. Most of your other comedy series, yeah, Dave Chappelle, yeah, and 1 or 2 of others, yeah. But most of them, like I'm talking about sitcoms, are shit. I'm talking about sitcoms. Yeah, absolute garbage. Yeah, how dare you? Yeah, so I'm going to shut the show at 2:30. Unless someone wants to jump on, then I don't mind carrying it on for a bit, and I'll kind of just sit in the background. So if someone wants to jump on and have a chat to Hassan or Eunice, otherwise we can kind of just like.
It's very destructive though. Like the whole political, climate and all that. It's very destructive.
I can't hear you, dude. You're very volume very low.
Yeah, it's very destructive.
Yeah,
the entire thing, like it's a culture war. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm sorry, you know what it is?
US,
It's
like,
just diversion. Diversion,
you know, the
diversion,
stuff that you saw
diversion.
like about a year or two ago in US, okay, is now being played out in the UK.
Now, what about Ali G? One of the greatest characters, Ali G, Borat, Bruno. Now,
Now it's
are they gonna stop this? Are they gonna stop Bruno? Are they gonna stop Borat?
Because IG is obviously racist because he's posing as a Jamaican guy.
Yeah, and Borat is obviously going to be now seen as racist, as he's posing as a Kazakhstani or whatever they're called. And then you're going to have the gay Bruno one. He's going to be homophobic. Like, at what level do you stop it? Yeah, because it's crazy, man.
Rush Hour is going to be racist as well because the black guy can't do karate. It's culture appropriation.
Yeah, it's
Only
crazy.
a Chinese guy can do karate only.
You know what's going to be really bad is when they get to the point where they're going to start discriminating men and women and saying we can't have male actors because they can't give birth, and we can't have female actors because they can't ejaculate from their penis. You wait until that ridiculousness starts, because I'm telling you that won't be long as well.
Yeah, we allowed. Yeah, actually, women will be playing male parts.
Man, there you go.
and they can have like one of those.
That's what I mean. And then it will get into more ridiculous, and then by them saying no, we need children to be adults and adults to be children, which is currently what's going on as well. I'm saying like the facts are a lot more bizarre than what fiction is. I mean, I genuinely, seriously believe that we are on its head. Like we are definitely. If you just look at what's going on and how people are behaving and going and believing some bare bullshit, like I've never people hating on people.
So,
it's like, who's got?
So let me just play this clip here. Hopefully I don't get a strike, whatever. I need to play it. So basically in the UK, there used to be a comedy series. It's called Goodness Gracious Me. And for people that are not from the UK, it was a really great Asian comedy sketch show. And it was pretty serious. And the other thing is that there was a Sikh guy called Gurinder Mann. I think there were two Hindus and another one was Hindu Punjabi. And so
pizza? Who needs pizza? I can make pizza at home. All I need is a little aubergine.
Little skit now. I don't think they could make it. But the guy that who's a Sikh guy pretending to be Sikh, pretending to be like an old Sikh man, looks just like my father. Yeah, looks just like what's this? So they're mocking a program called Top Gear about cars.
Hello and welcome to Asian Top Gear. Now we all know about Italian flair and Japanese reliability, but what about the Asian motorist? Well, I'm here at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Panisa to find out about their car of choice. Hello. Hello.
Dude, that guy looks just like my father. And we do have other relatives that are Panissa as well. So he said Panissa. Some of my relatives are Panissas. And so my dad, when he was younger, he looked exactly like this, yeah. And even stood like that, even stands like that. He's old now.
Sagittarius. Now tell us about your wheels. You go.
Yes, of course. Reliability is important and economy as well.
How?
Yes, but the most important thing with a big family like ours is space.
Ah, right. Now that's why you've chosen an MPV, or people carrier, isn't it? Let's take a look.
Good to stay in your place, woman. Aho! That's how they talk. Aho!
What a magnificent beast she is. Now tell me, why is this car perfect for the Asian family? Border.
Well, first of all, there is the spacious boot, which can hold all of these, especially when we go to the cash and carry.
Put all that in there? You're pulling me leg, aren't you? This I must see.
And that's true as well. That's the one thing about it at the time.
Air conditioning, power steering.
No, decorative tissue box.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, this is not even a joke. Yeah, in the past, we used to have these tissue boxes like this in the car. Not even joking. Yeah, like nearly every Asian house, car would have one of these weird things in there.
Navigation system.
What about safety? Does it have airbags?
No. In the case of an accident, the glove compartment drops open.
Oh no! See, now look here. This is the good old Nanak Dev Ji, yeah, and like, should Sikhs now go mad? Should we go mad? Yeah, like the guy who's doing the skit is a Sikh. Should we now go mad? He's just saying, yeah. So could you imagine that? So he's even done the religious. Why could you get Khalsa? Why could you get? So like you wouldn't be able to get away with this today. Yeah, you just can't.
Well, the most important thing for us is that we have a lot of space for the family.
Of course, of course. And what is the seating capacity?
12.
And you'll travel in total comfort.
Oh. Yeah. And this is what used to happen. You don't like just be like 8.
Safety belt, power
Yeah. So could you get away with this now? Could you get away with that? No way. This will be banned at some point. At what level do we go to take? What are we going to start taking away? There's another one. Let me just have a look.
Well, I'm just going to say this. This is basically just taking away the society's identity. It's taking their laughter, their joy, their culture. What made them tick? What made them laugh? What made them cry? You know, and this is what it all comes down to. And this is the only way they're going to be able to take this society down is by taking its identity away.
Now, have a look at this one, yeah. Now, once again, the person doing the skit, yeah, the one of them is half Sikh, half Hindu. The other woman is a Hindu, and the other person is actually a Sikh who's going to do it. So this is actually mocking Bhangra. You know Bhangra? We done Bhangra dance here, Bhangra tank. Now, what's this skit? Can they get away with this now, or would this be seen as racist? Because I've not seen this for years, but I remember finding this hilarious. It's called Bhangra Man, yeah? So it's Bhangra Man. I'm Bhangra Tank Man.
Meanwhile, as Balwant Singh Jaggi works on a leaky radiator, unbeknownst to him, the inhabitants of Bhangra town are being terrorized by an evil new menace.
Help!
Hearing their cries, Balwant instantly leaps into action.
Help!
You know what I mean? It means lift the floorboards, basically. You know when you dance, you lift the floorboards.
I don't know what happened. They came out of nowhere. That way. Follow the ribbons.
Using his uncanny Bhangra abilities and his amazing deco vision, Bhangra Man quickly recognized the work of his arch enemy.
Ekam hai ek bandar ka kaam. Ekam hai Morris dancer wala.
Hey, nolly, no, lads, I told you it would work. Today, just shy of £300 from the village post office. Tomorrow, the world!
Oh, something
Blimey. Anni jaldi nahi. Morris the dancer wala.
man! Ah, you foiled the evil Morris dancer and saved us from a future of performing ridiculous, outmoded folk dance routines.
That's right.
How can we ever repay you?
Let's Bhangra, baby!
Let's Bhangra! Yeah, so this is just good humoured fun, yeah. Like this guy's a Sikh, yeah. He's a Punjabi, so this is his culture. He's kind of taking the piss out. These are English people taking the piss out. They're Morris dancing. Like someone's used the argument that they're taking the piss out of their own culture, and I kind of get what you're saying to a certain degree. But if the white guy was pretending to be Bhangra man, I wouldn't have an issue with it either. Or a black guy pretending to be Bhangra man. I just think the kind of like a superhero called Bhangra man is funny.
Right, can I ask you one serious question? Don't you just see this demise of each of its cultures, though? I mean, personally saying, I didn't find it really that funny, but like for an outsider looking in, I see like two demises of each culture, like weirdly. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
it
but
does seem like
the
it.
thing is, like, you should be able to kind of have a bit of fun. And
Yeah, no, I'm not saying fun and laughter should be void in life, but I don't know, maybe have fun on more neutral ground. I think, and that's another reason why I think people are getting the hard on it. Like, we've been told no so many times to so many types of jokes that we're being a bit more protective of the ones that we have left, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
getting
that
worried
would be-
about some of my comedies being freaking like taken off thingy, because there's so many comedies I love that are so on PC, and like, you know, most of my UK.
Like Blackadder, I'm sorry, but I don't think.
Blackadder, yeah, Blackadder was killer as well. What was that other one? Oh,
No way would that be.
no, Mind Your Language. Mind Your Language.
Yeah. 40 Towers.
How racist it was, but I do remember feeling it was a bit racist even at the time, yeah, because there was something about. But I don't know if it was racist because everybody got mocked.
Right.
Can it be racist?
Right. Can I be straight? If it was what it was then, why is it so? It's like, for example, like we've got no qualms about like holding these religious books, knowing that these once meant that you could own slaves and beat women. We've got like no problems in that. But when it comes to any other history, there's a problem with it. It's like, why are you so stipple on that when you're so blasé on this?
Oh,
You know,
Red Dwarf, man. Red Dwarf was deadly as well, man.
yeah, Red Dwarf. There's all of those. I mean, it's just what it was. I mean, just accept it for that. It's
so
like,
here's-
just because a book was once racist.
Here was Mind Your Language, where you had a group of exchange, like foreign students learning English, and they used to have this ain't really a Sikh guy, he's dressed as a Sikh, but I don't know, I've not watched this for a long time, and he's always arguing with the Pakistanis, a bit like me. Hold on.
Can you be lending me 10p?
Yes, okay.
1,000 thank yous.
But I'm making one condition.
What is that?
I want to hear you say, all Muslims are nice, kind, and most wonderful people.
Oh my God! This is actually me and odds. Odds. I've not heard that. I didn't realize this was going on there, man. That's crazy. All right.
Condition.
What is that?
I want to hear you say, all Muslims are nice, kind, and most wonderful persons.
If I am saying that, you'll be lending me 10p?
If you are saying that, I will be giving you 10p.
Very well. All Muslims are nice, kind, and wonderful persons.
Jolly good.
There's only one thing.
What, please?
All Sikhs are very big liars.
Oh, see, is that offensive? Is that offensive? Come on, man. That's not offensive. That's just funny, man. That one was funny, but I need to just check some other ones. Just let me just check one more. I'm gonna wrap the show up in a bit anyway, man.
Yeah, I need to be shooting off as well, man. I want to get back into my girl's arms.
Yeah. Don't do no jiggery pokery though.
None of your business what I do, mister.
sorry. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, because you get a bit weird when you actually you should, because then you're not as crazy.
No, guy, I'm being honest with you, Rod. You know what? This, like, the hating on it is done for me. I'm just, I'm just getting to a point where it's just, look, just explain this then, man. If you're telling me that it's about that, then explain this. And that's all it comes down to. You know what, as I say, and I'm going to just end this. If BLM was genuinely out there to do some good, man, I'll be the first one behind it, man. I'll be the first one. I mean, like police brutality and all the rest of it, and legislation of drugs, and things that actually affect the black community. They were doing that. I reckon there wouldn't be a person on this world that wouldn't be behind it. But all it is an anarchist group that's out there to just cause destruction and set us back 40 years. And anyone that's shouting out BLM, and kissing white people's feet, you're a fucking bunch of idiots. That
you remember Real McCoy as well? That was funny. And Bottom, and there's so many deadly comedies. Let me just quickly go through this. Yeah, I just want to quickly just see how offensive I find it, because I've not watched this for years. So let me just see if it is offensive. See, the reason why I'm not sure if this is racist, because you had the Chinaman, a Swedish person, Indian, a Pakistani, Italian, and all of them were caricatures. So if you look at this guy, yeah. Oh no, that old joke. Here's another guy, that's a Spanish guy, yeah, caricature. I don't actually think this is I don't think this is aged that badly, because everyone's getting taken the piss out of. Yeah, no one is left, yeah, not taking the piss out of. So I actually don't think it's that bad, to be honest with you, considering what I thought.
I'll be honest with you, I find comedy. You should make your side split with laughter, man. There's some that I get some people's view that when they watch this kind of comedy, they still like their back goes up and all the rest of it. Well, then don't watch it.
Dude, I forgot to put the sound on, man. Oh my god, I forgot to put the sound on. Let me just do it again, because I had some good little bits in there, man. Like, where is it? So, there's a bit with the Sikh guy. Largely. So basically,
German efficiency? Germans are always efficient.
see, look at the Germans.
So,
Japanese, much more efficient.
9 Germans are the best.
Japanese make a much better television and
I'm working at the moment, not anywhere at all.
You're unemployed?
Yes, please. Only 1 day a week I'm working.
What do you do then?
I'm going to the unemployment exchange to be collecting my money.
Oh no.
Oh, blimey. I get more money for not being working than when I'm working.
Yes, but before you discovered this secret of eternal wealth, what did you do?
Blimey, I worked at the Taj Mahal.
In Delhi?
Oh no, Patani. Taj Mahal Tandoori restaurants. Jolly good chapati and papadam.
1,000 apologies for my lateness. The omnibus was going backwards.
I'm sure there must be a more logical explanation.
It is the absolute truth. I was told to be taking a number 27 omnibus, and I complied. But it went in a backward direction.
No, I think you meant it was going the other way.
That is the gist of what I'm saying. 1,000 apologies.
Sorry. Perhaps you'd like to sit next to Ali, your countryman.
I cannot sit there. It's impossible.
Why is it impossible?
I'm sick.
Oh dear.
See, I mean, that's a silly joke, but it's not. I don't find it offensive. That's not offensive, is it?
It's not funny, no. But
it's not funny to you because you're kind of like. To me, it's more funny because I can get the joke. But if you look at what's it called? Let's have a look at some of the other characters, like the Italians. Yeah, I like this.
And Max, I suppose you've got trouble with your eyes as well, have you?
Oh, no. My eyes are okay.
Yeah, I don't really find this one. It's aged pretty okay. Real McCoy. Yeah, play Real McCoy. I remember Real McCoy being funny as hell, man. But maybe it's not aged that well. I can't remember whether it's aged.
I remember the old granny in Goodness Gracious Me being funny. She was funny as fuck.
I like the one that said everything was made by Indians.
Yeah, that reminds me of my dad. Everything's Turkish for him.
Indian.
Turkish man did that. Turkish man did that. Oh, fucking hell, serious.
The Real McCoy. Okay, the Real McCoy. I've got blackmates. Oh, this might be a good one to go on. Let's see. I got blackmates, you know. I got blackmates. Actually, for such a long time. So
which is really stupid that you have to question someone if they're racist by their friends that they have. I mean, shouldn't it be obvious if he has black friends that he's not?
Do you mind if I sit here, mate? No. Cheers. That looks nice, what you're eating. Yeah, I know. I bet you'd rather be eating rice and peas, though, eh? Because I know all about rice and peas. Chicken and rice.
This sounds like Khan. You know your fellow... Oh, there's another guy, dude, who's a fellow Turk. He's a disgrace. Another one. I don't know where the Turks are coming out from. But there's another one called Carnito. You will hate him. I can't wait till the day that you two talk, man. It's going to turn real bad. He's a nasty prick.
Rice. I've got black mates, you know.
Oh.
Leroy, Delroy, Winston. Oh, do you know him, do you? Well, you would. I used to go out with a black girl. You know, it's true what they say about them. They can half dance. I was thinking about going to Jamaica for my holidays.
It's not that funny. I'm not. Maybe because it's not about. This is the thing here. When it's not about your particular culture, these old ones actually.
I don't. It's not that. It's outdated. It was like basically the mindset of it was funny back then, Raj. That was like comical for its day and age.
Yeah, but there's certain things that, like with let me have a look. Which one? Let me see if there's another one.
I mean, I think that's where a lot of people mistake why some of our cultures disappeared, because better stuff come along.
Oh my God! Now the Lochin has turned into a Sikh supremacist. Ban comedy. Ban comedy. Yeah, amazing, but comedy either, man. Anyway, dude, I need to wrap up, man.
Yeah, same here, G. I'm sure.
Pick up to yourself. You might as well drop out.
Anyway, thanks very much for the support, everyone, for being on and all the rest of it, contributing and a lot. Please don't forget to like, sub, and subscribe.
I like you, Hassan Yilmaz, the Knight of the Realm. You are now knighted, Sir Hassan, by the Rajnator. So big up to yourself, man. Take care. Let me just
take care.
Yeah, man. All right, so I need to wrap the show up. Yeah, so it was all right, pretty good show. Managed to have a good conversation. I will say I was a good host today, not gonna lie. I don't really like doing the hosting, to be honest with you. It's too much goddamn headache. I mean, to hit the thingy, man. But let me just double check something. So like I said to Raindrop, I mean everybody before, my cousin or a relative of mine was at the Battle of Longewala. Yeah. Someone sent me these pictures saying that my cousin was at a Battle of Longewala. Yeah. So I don't know if this person is related to me. I'm not gonna lie, the person dancing on the Pakistani tanks. I don't know if that's related to me. I don't think it looks like anything like me, to be honest with you. But if anyone's got any kind of more info about who this person, because I might do one of those DNA tests you know, like what's it called, a genealogy thing to find out who this guy is, whether he was related to me or anything like that. So yeah, we'll go through that and see if it is one of mine. Now, what I'll do is the next few days, I don't think I'm going to be streaming, just because of the fact that I've got a few things to sort out with this particular Facebook situation. I'm in a bit of a mess with the Facebook. Facebook, you're a freaking disgrace. Let me just say to Facebook, you're a disgrace. Let me explain the problem with Facebook. You can't deactivate accounts. Yeah, even the only way you can deactivate it is if the original owner deactivates it, or she's the league of the ward. Yeah, meaning that somebody is a legal carer in terms of legally makes all the decisions. We're not up to that point yet with my sister. She still has. We haven't gone to that point, but we might have to at some point because she doesn't remember opening the Facebook page, which is a big headache. So she don't remember opening the Facebook page. Now she doesn't remember the password. She doesn't remember the email addresses, nothing. Yeah. I've searched through the email addresses of her past emails that she used to email to me, and none of them work on the Facebook, saying it's not recognized. So I don't know. I have to go through the police to try and get them to shut it down, because obviously the longer the thingy's open, the more people are going to start trying to dox her and stuff like that. So it's getting to be a bit of a freaking headache. I don't know how long it's going to take. Yeah, I'm trying to tomorrow call what's called the Multiple Sclerosis Society, so I can get them to try and speed it up, because obviously the police said that when it comes to Facebook, they're a freaking nightmare. Yeah, they're a freaking nightmare. So I need to probably get an organization like the Multiple Sclerosis UK Society, because yeah, let me just say my sister's got multiple sclerosis, so that's out there now. There's nothing I can do about that. I didn't want people to know my sister's business, but she's got multiple sclerosis, which is a progressive illness, and so obviously it affects the memory. So my sister put the account up and did it years ago, and now she can't remember. Yeah, look, police can't shut down Facebook down. Only Facebook can, and even they won't do it. Yeah, they're freaking idiots. They're idiots. Yeah, so I can't even get. I thought it'd be easy. I thought all I had to do was go to the police, do this, and just shut the thing down. But you can't just do it. They just don't listen. You have to. I have to go through some freaking headache now to try and get it to close it down. Yeah, it's a freaking nightmare, man. No doubt about it. Bloody nightmare. So I'll be kind of trying to sort that out over the next couple of days. I've got other things to do as well. Anyway, good to. Hopefully everyone had a reasonable conversation to listen to. Tried my best to mediate. I will say about the police situation. I'm going to be updated by the end of the week, I think, or maybe a couple of days. The issue that's occurring, I can't go too much into it, but it's to do with the fact that obviously Facebook is complicated, and secondly, the police need to just determine whether they just need to just figure a few things out, because my sister is the one being harassed in a way. And I need to figure out. It's just complicated. It's not as, let me just say, it's not as easy as if I put a report out saying people are harassing me. It's not as easy as that. The reason being because they're trying to harass me by doxing my sister, and that's a bit more complicated. So I need to prove a few things. So hopefully, I can get a bit more information from the MS Society, because I need to speak to them about a couple of things that. About memory loss and stuff like that. So it's the memory situation that's causing me a big problem, because obviously, if you can't remember opening a Facebook page, yeah, and you don't remember posting anything because you got multiple sclerosis and it's affected your memory, then it's a big issue. It's a big headache. So yeah, I have to kind of go through a few hoops at the moment. Anyway, I'm rambling anyway. I don't want to give too much away. Big up to everyone anyway. I did. What is it? Let me just show you something. Oh yeah. Now, first of all, before I go, so let me just do one or two things before I go. Obviously, I recorded the police meeting. I did record it because I need to know. Just so people say, Raj, you didn't report. Yes, I did. Use the TV screen to show everything. So these are the officers in my house, 2 meters apart, and I was further away. The other thing is, Dan sent me an image, and have a look at this image here. This is going to trigger people. But have a look at this image. Raindrop, have a look at this. Raindrop. What do you think? Oh, you don't like it? You don't like it, the little raindrop? I think you'd like it. Is that the real raindrop? You don't like it? I thought it looks quite nice. I thought it looked quite nice, to be honest with you. Maybe we just got different kind of like views. Like for me, I thought it's quite nice. So this is my design of the conduct. I didn't design this. I'm not part of this organization. I don't know what they stand for or whatever. I just know that they've set up a page and they use my drawing in it. So yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's a new page. Yeah, let me just say again, I'm not linked to these guys. Don't know who set that up. I don't know who they are, and what they're doing. That's their kind of website. That's what they want to do. That's up to them. I don't mind people using my Kanda design. Like a lot of other people have used it in the past. I don't really ask for money from it. If people want to use it, they can use it, as long as they don't disrespect the actual thingy. Like you got here as well, so they used it on there. No, where's that bloody thing? Like I said, people have got my design on. I mean, forget about whether you agree with tattoos or not. But yeah, if someone wants to use my design and they're respectful about it, I don't mind, as long as they don't try and kind of like mess it up and all that. Now, let me just thingy. Oh, you're not talking about. Oh, you're not talking about the Kanda then. Can you just clarify? You're not talking about the Kanda, because you said it looks shit. I thought you were talking about the Kanda. Are you talking about the Kanda or the thingy? You're not talking about. You're not. You wasn't talking about the Kanda then, was you? Just clarify, because I thought you said you don't like the design. Yeah, I didn't do it. Let me just say something. I didn't do it. I'm not part of this group. Don't know who set it up, who they are, or anything. Nothing to do with me. They just use my design. So I don't mind people using my design, as long as they do it respectfully. I might just quickly link onto their Instagram page for a second. Let me see what they're about. You know what I've realized, yeah? Have a look at this, yeah? To all the people that used to be on the Lion's Den. Yeah, let's see if Lion's Den's on. No, it doesn't look like it. Is it on? Let me just double check here if it's on before I say anything. Because I'm gonna explain something. Yeah, thought not. The Lion's Den hasn't been on for a few days. Now let me explain why the Lion's Den hasn't been on for a few days, and I don't think the Lion's Den is going to come back. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it'll be very rare for it to come back, because Raspect has gone into bigger and badder things. He don't need his little weirdo cult anymore, yeah? Because guess what? He is now live streaming from here, and he's having some big guests on and stuff like that, like Mega Man and all that kind of stuff. Why does he need YouTube? He doesn't need it. He's getting bigger views, more kind of like specific to his group or people that he's trying to get his message to. And so why would he want to come back? Look, 8,000, 10,000 views, 10,000, 7,000, 8,000 views, 5,000, 7,000, 5,000, 10,000, 22,000, 106,000, 10,000. Now he hasn't 12.9 thousand. So he's not going to come back to YouTube very often. I'm being honest with you. And to all the stragglers out there, let me say something to all the stragglers from the Lion's Den. Yeah, to all you people, you know, like your real ones and Mr. Singh and what's that other degenerates? I've forgotten their names, man. There's a couple of other weirdos like Prince Dominique. You have people like, you know, Adiko and all of these people are going to be stragglers wandering the kind of wastelands of YouTube looking for a new home. I am going to say to you, I do welcome you guys. Yeah, I do welcome you. Come over to me. Raspec's gone, yeah. He's gone on to bigger, better things. You lot were always cockroaches dragging him down, yeah. He was always dragging him down. He knows that, yeah. You guys were dragging him down. He's gone into better things, and what he's going to do is going to now ascend, and he will never come back. And good on him, yeah. I don't look good on him. He's getting away from this bullshit. The problem is that all of these stragglers now are going to realize that he was never really the cult leader you thought. Because once he knows he's got a better and bigger, and let me say the word better audience, because he is a better audience. The audience he's got now is the audience he should be talking to, not the audience that was on there, a render and all of those weirdos. Raspberry doesn't need you. You're dragging him down. You're like a weight on his freaking back. Now he's gone over and he's getting more exposure on Instagram. He hasn't live streamed on YouTube for 5 days or so. So I will say this. I think the Lion's Den is over. And I'm saying to these guys, come over to me. I will promise you, though, I will treat you like bitches. Yeah? I will time you out like bitches. I will domesticate you, yeah, to make you one of my cult members. But instead of showing you love and pretending to like you, I will chastise you and treat you like shit because you don't deserve anything else. Yeah. Yeah. So all of these people are now, oh, where do we go? Where's Raspect? He's gone, obviously. And I knew he was going to go anyway. Let me just quickly just do one thing. See. I just want to just double check that website because I don't even know what it is. You use my thing. I only looked at the image. I haven't really looked. Okay, so it's called Sikh Defense League. Okay, hopefully there's nothing too controversial here. Actually, this is a good post. When Sikhs die for Hindus, Sikhs are considered angels. When Sikhs die for India, Sikhs are portrayed as martyrs. When Sikhs stand up for Sikh rights and the rights of the Punjab, all of a sudden Sikhs are labeled terrorists. Yeah, that's true, actually. That is true. Here's my thing being used. I just wrote in there, I love the design. Did the original. Have no choice you're using it, so that's fine. Don't know what all these guys are. Don't even know if it's a real. What is this? Oh, this is some guy bragging how many Sikh girls he's been with. I'm gonna marry a Sikh girl and turn her Muslim. This is why a lot of Sikhs have a problem with you know, Pakistani guys, because they purposely mock here, saying they're going to marry Sikh girls, not because they want to say we love them, we just want to turn them into Muslims and get another notch on the thingy. So obviously Sikhs are going to be pissed off if that's your only reason why you're doing it. Yeah, one of the reasons you're trying to mock. Yeah, obviously Sikhs are not going to like that. Okay, here's another thing. Actually, I'll go through this properly. Actually, Sikh girls abused by grooming gangs for decades, says Shock You report. Sexual exploitation of British Sikh girls by grooming gang has been recklessly ignored by police. Actually, this is not a bad thingy, man. I'll have to just double check because I don't know exactly. It's such a new. It could just be a fake site. I don't know. Okay, what the hell is this? Actually, I better not put that up. Actually, looks a bit controversial. Please give me. All right. I'll go for it properly later. Anyway. What What happened to Mr. Singh? Let's see if let me just check so. Let me see if he's actually even jumped onto his thingy. Let me just check if Mr. Singh has actually even gone onto his thingy. Because actually I can't find it, to be honest with you. I can't find it. Oh, don't worry. I don't know where he's gone. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. I don't wish no ill upon the man. But if I was to hear he's no longer about or whatever, I'm not gonna lose no sleep. Don't really give a shit. Reason being, that guy tried to put my safety in danger and my family's safety in danger for like 3 years straight. And so, like I said, man, I don't wish no harm upon him. But he's gone. Son, I've not heard it from months. Don't give a shit. If it never comes back, who cares? Who cares? Didn't cause me or give me anything but a headache anyway. No, I was about to put thingy's Arto C's thing in. Anyway, I'm off anyway. I've got to go, man. Big up to everybody. Let me just end the show. Take care.